Hey, welcome back to the Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is July 17, 2025. It's a Thursday night. How's everyone doing? I'm hoping for the best we don't lose power. We've lost power at least once today, so at any point it could happen, that's for sure. Air conditioning's off. I got a little fan on my desk. Just trying to survive. How's everyone doing? I need to correct the ledger, okay? Because I think there's a chance, I'm sorry, Daniel Firu, that you might believe you're first. The thing is, Lucy's there the whole time, hiding behind in the wings. She got there first. It's very obvious. There's data. We have it first. How's it going? Hey, Sandarin first. Daria. Okay, never mind. New standard ban list tomorrow. Bagels, how's it going? Yes, new standard ban list is tomorrow. I think I can communicate this because Null Signal Games said that the 18th would be the final date that would be out, which is tomorrow. There is no Métropole Grid video tomorrow. Unfortunately, NSG reached out and they said like, hey, community folks, unfortunately, we don't have the ability to share things ahead of time. It looks like they're, burning the midnight oil on this one. So there will be no video talking about the ban list tomorrow morning, which means there might not be one at all on this channel, which is a bit of a bummer for sure. But it looks like the ban list should be up tomorrow morning is my guess. So Friday morning, at least on our side of the ocean, which I'm in Montreal, so figure that one out. That was needlessly rude. None of you are first. I have the #1 chatter match to prove it. The world yearns for Keeling. I don't think that's coming back. Hey, Mad Dog, gotta ask, is that animation the clean getaway art in AI Gen? No, it's not. And a lot of people in chat were really nice about it too. I've been doing this for a couple years in a row, in which Null Signal Games, when they give me a spoiler card, they're kind enough to hook me up with like generally Photoshop files, if I'm lucky, with all the layering from the original artist. So that piece, Clean Getaway by Amaral Hoof, a new artist from Elevation, did a banger job. But I got it mostly layered, and then I cut out a bunch of extra layers. Actually, no, this one was pretty good. I didn't have to cut out a bunch of extra layers. But I throw it in After Effects, and I basically parallax it. So I put on some distance, I add some effects, I animate things, I do some puppeting, I do some basic like wave warp and stuff like that. It takes dozens of hours, and then you have to export it, which takes a while, and then hope it looks good. It's still not perfect, but it was good enough for sure. But it's a lot of effort, and huge shout out to Amaral Hoof. The other ones we had on the channel, Charlotte, same thing. That one I did not get a lot of layers, so I had to cut out all the background stuff myself. Before that, we did a bunch of animation on Slash and Burn, which didn't become the loading screen of the channel, but that shows up in the preview article or the preview video we did. But it's just a thing we do around here, and I think NSG knows, so they try and go out of the way to give me a card that is good for that sort of animation. Funny enough, Clean Getaway wasn't a spoiler card we had on the channel. That was our friends at the ShadowNet, so it's kind of weird, but it turned out really great. He gets given arts with multiple layers from NSG, and sometimes artists provide that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a really cool setup. Always assume the best. Thanks, Alec. Hey, Zephorian, how you going? How you doing? I got that totally wrong. Gotta remember, Netrunner's fighting against all the tech bros and corpos. Hey, Floating, how you doing? The heat this year is brutal. It's really, really bad. I'm definitely not, I think in the UK, where air conditioning is not a standard, it's probably a fair bit worse, but it was like 40 degrees Celsius yesterday. It feels like 40 because of the humidity. Again, that's just like ongoing. 40 C and F is like 104. It's just like, well, you know how north we are. That shouldn't be the way it is, but it feels like every year it's getting hotter. No changes on the ban list tomorrow? Yeah, it might just be no changes. Just like a nice little update. Maybe that's why they didn't want to tell content creators. There are no changes, by the way, so there's no point in making a video whatsoever, because you're just going to complain about it. It better be out tomorrow, because we're scheduled a discussion live stream to snipe the usual article publication time. Otherwise, we're going to be talking to the void for an hour. I'm assuming it's going to line up well. Is startup ban changing too, or just standard? From my understanding, just standard is what's been communicated. If you want to ask about startup, Lucille is just in the chat message above you. And Lucille, she does work on that team with 2 other folks, if I'm not mistaken. So I do think we're expecting standard tomorrow. Nothing really in startup. I don't know how much the data points. Oh, Lucille responded. No changes to startup. Format is perfect. Requires no changes. Fantastic. There's no way Keeling is coming back. They could trade touch-ups for Drago, right? I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe you can play Drago and it's a bit more reasonable in a world where tag punishment is not that strong and R plus is banned and Asmari is banned. So paying 2 credits is a lot. I don't know, maybe. But touch-upping on a Drago is messed up because that just wins the game, right? You just touch up the Drago, then they have 3 cards in hand. You give them a tag and then they die to end a line. I'll come back and talk about touch-ups a bit today. I'm getting more and more frustrated with that card, but yeah, it's definitely powerful. Props to that. Thank you. The getaway animation is great. Glad you like it. Unfortunately, there's some other people restraining my absolute power to unrotate queuing. Hey, Rushdie, how's it going? Congratulations on all the exciting updates. Thank you. I'm like just kind of stressed about the whole thing. I don't know. Everything's going really well. I start work on Monday, so that's obviously really exciting. As of today, our mortgage went through, so all we have to do, like everything went through perfectly. All we have to do is like sign with the notary on, it's like 4 weeks from now. We've booked movers. Our rent agreement here is going to be terminated, no problem. So like everything is perfectly lining up. We have to figure out how to get rid of appliances because we have appliances, so that's a bit of a trouble, a bit of money turns out. But yeah, it's going really well. For y'all saying first, I've been following since December 2016. Say congrats. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely been a bunch of stuff all at once. Thanks for your encouragement to jump into standard a few weeks ago. I'm still dog water, but at least now I know most of what can kill me. Oh man, yeah, a lot of things can kill you right now. But let me tell you, like, obviously standard's going to be shook up as soon as tomorrow, as much as there's megacities this weekend, all the way up to next weekend where the ban list won't change just yet. Standard is really lethal in a lot of ways. That's very true, but it's also very exciting. Like, I think there's a lot you can do. The card pool is relatively small compared to what it's ever been in the last like 10 years, it seems. So it is a nice time to jump in for sure. I'm glad that you've been getting in. Hopefully it's been nice. It's been approachable. If you're getting into standard and you have any direct questions, I've got a question from a YouTube comment I need to respond to. I really like the comment I got a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, like last month, excuse me, where someone said like, hey, you're telling to face check more. I've been face checking more and I'm losing games. What should I do? And then you give like the full spiel of how that should actually match up against each of your matchups. But if you're new to standard and you have a very specific question, like, hey, I'm playing against Auko, I'm keep losing, or I'm playing against Nebula, what should I do? Please don't hesitate to ask either in the YouTube comments or live on a stream. I'd love to be able to talk about it. Because you have a very, very distinct and interesting position getting into the game right now. And so you probably have a lot of interesting questions we're not specifically assuming. I don't believe unbans are a thing. It's only happened like twice ever. Unbans happen, I think, more than people think they do. Like, if an unban happened, I wouldn't be shocked. I've looked at the candidates. There's only like 1 or 2 candidates, but I think unbans happen more than people think they do. I think the discussion that unbans is a place that things go to die is like totally not true. There's a lot of cards that are banned out of context. Like, I'm hoping, for instance, like Deep Dive gets banned, but I'm hoping at some point Deep Dive gets unbanned once the card pool changes, especially on the Corp side. So I keep losing to Whiteblade. What I do? I mean, you gotta ask a higher force. That's for sure, Solomir. Congratulations. Good luck with the move. Thank you, Cold Lava. Hey, super not. Yo, Eric, how's it going? Good evening. How you doing? The answer is to face check more to some extent. Yeah, that's easy. Just face check the right cards and don't face check the wrong cards. So what you're meant to be doing by face checking is you're developing your gut. And at some point, your gut will just play the game for you. It's just pattern recognition. You'll see all the colors and the lights and stuff. My girlfriend and I are just getting into Netrunner, and she wants to let you know that she's obsessed with the card Sure Gamble. I mean, it's a good one, Gilchrist. It's a staple. 1996. Lock that one in. No changes. Flavor text. The title changed once, but it's a good one. It's like, I think, what is the cheesy t-shirt? Don't worry, you're not Sure Gamble. Not everyone. There's this idea. Sure Gamble is, I think, the card that out of anybody, it's the card that when the most people draw it, the happiest they get. I don't think it's the best card to draw in a lot of board states, but it is the card that elicits usually the highest, like, oh, positive emotion. Nice. Lady Luck is here. It is still been that way since 1996. We got land back recently. Yeah, we got land back recently. I feel like we got 419 back at some point. A bunch of the Jinteki cards came back. I don't know if I said hi, Joel. How's it going? Quit pairing against Whiteblade. Hey, Transfer. I could see sometimes getting unbanned to help out HB's awful agenda suite. But me too. I just like, it's weird to say this because I'm the one who wants it back, but I don't think unbanning Luminal is the solution we want. I think HB needs a more holistic solution than just like, oh, they drew the Luminal, so HB felt okay. Like, I feel like if your entire faction is banking on them drawing the 1 of 3/2 that has a busted effect and scoring it, and that's the only, like, that's meant to add percentage points back to your deck, that seems incredibly unhealthy. I think HB as a whole needs a reevaluation, or like runners need to be taken down a peg, especially like aggro. But I think like getting Luminal back is just going to make a more frustrating situation where it's like, oh yeah, the games that scored Luminal, they felt okay, I guess. The other ones were still really bad. And it's like, there's no changes. I don't like it. There's one candidate Vacheron. I'm like, I'm hoping for the best. I'm struggling to find a Corp I like the most. I've settled Sable for now, and I've had success against most Corps in the meta. However, I'm having trouble settling on a Corp I like. Daniel, right now, which is kind of lucky, is that Corps are not favored. So you can pick any Corp to some extent. I do think every faction, I do think two of the factions have a lot of options of what you want to play. I think every faction has a competitive deck to some extent. HB is the one that's a bit of a question mark. So it kind of comes down to more like, what is your play style? Do you like scoring out? You like playing mid-range Glacier? You like spamming assets? You like playing fast advance? Once you kind of answer that question, you really can figure out which of the corporations kind of suit you well. Because I do think they're all kind of delivering some, portion of the pie. Wayland is pretty mean, does kill, does fast, does rush, has tricks, really cool. Jinteki right now is mostly Alco, and we'll see how that looks like as of tomorrow. But like Alco is really cool, really flexible. People are playing Glacier Alco, Fast Advance Alco, Kill Alco, Tag Alco. You can do really whatever you want. The card is just has a nonsense amount of text on it, it turns out. NBN's a bit harder, HB's a bit harder, but it's going to come down more to like what's your play style, because just about everything can work, which is kind of cool. I think a new 5-3 is the solution. Yeah, my new solution is usually print more cards, but that one usually takes a while. For real though, one of the coolest things about Netrunner is that when you get to deep enough into the game, you can predict what any given face down card is like with 85% accuracy. It baffles new players. I want to go on the record that when 419 came out, I said 419 was bad. Now this is before we saw Amakua, but like, yeah, that was my idea. It's like most good players know what the cards on the table are. So expose is just like, oh, okay, it's a bit of value, but it's not that important. And that is the thing that does improve the better you get as a player. Sure, if you play against jnet, casual, who knows what you're going to run into. When you play against open deck lists, that gets harder. But yeah, a lot of times when you play against known quantities, information is still incredibly valuable, it turns out, but less valuable than you may think, depending on the deck. Really depending on the deck. Seamless Launch is a hell of a card. Lamb got the unban. Lamb was the last unban, if I'm not mistaken. Drawing Sure Gamble is always fun. Drawing Ritual click-through sadness. It's bad. It is not good. Unban match runners are spicy call to make HB playable again, but I'll save that argument for tomorrow. It's just like, you shouldn't do it. It's not healthy. Maybe the corporations are so slow, it doesn't matter, but like, I don't think you should print fake points. I think classically, we've always found fake points to be a problem. Maybe the problem is the game is not going fast enough for the corporation. That doesn't matter. But there is no world worse than when you run the remote server and you break your back to get into it, and it's just a Vacheron, and then they just jam the next turn because you've got a 0-3 agenda. I don't think we have any text that deals with this, right? It's only from archives, and we have no way of putting this into archives besides Carnivore. The old limit 1 per deck balance problem, you know it. Yo, Spencer, how's it going? Hey, it's greeting time. Tron, you ready for the weekend? Luminal won't fix anything, but that means Luminal can be unbanned. I mean, it won't fix anything. I just feel like it's so high variance in a way that's kind of annoying. It's Eternal Expert and team member Tron. What a great time to talk about the points list. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. Tron dropped an article about Eternal. Tron is now also taking over some of the Eternal format stuff, and went out and just kind of, addressed himself. He just decided to use the point system to limit his own power. For those who don't know what Eternal is, I won't spend too long on this, but it is the format in which you can play cards from the whole history of the game. And it's a pretty wacky format. It's really interesting. As the card pool is as big as it is, you actually don't see as many cards, I don't think. A bit of a drag to Eternal, but no, I think Eternal is pretty sick. But yeah, we've added Helion beta test going to 2 points in Eternal, which is like, what a world we live in. I think it's exclusively Tron who's caused this to be a problem. Very, very funny. But this card was just absolutely doing work in the last Eternal tournament. I disagree with pick any corp. It feels like because corps are in the gutter, there's like 2 or 3 decks that have a shot if you look purely competitively. I think if you're going to go win a tournament, I would say there's about 5 or 6 corps you can consider. But I think if you just want to get into the game and play standard, you have actually a lot of choices, barring HB, which I don't have a great suggestion. But like there's an NBN and a half, there's Jinteki and a half. Wayland has like 4 decks, give or take. Like, it's interesting. I like the NBN FA decks with the card that flips, but I don't think I applied them particularly well yet. I think Nebula is a really easy deck to focus on. because it is relatively straightforward. It has a pretty linear game plan, and there are a bunch of Nebula shells. We'll see if anything happens about this tomorrow. I'll be very clear, I hate Nebula. If I could ban one card in the format, it would be Nebula. I'm so unendingly frustrated with this card. I really, really detest it. But it is just like straightforward powerful, and it allows you to get away with a lot. I do think the one bad thing about Nebula is that it does lose if you're not winning in a very obvious way, or if the runner can't just get in every turn, you functionally don't have a game plan, and that might be an issue. So you have to go out of your way to address that problem. I am very averse to being in situations where I don't feel like I have control. Anytime that I'm playing a Netrunner game and I'm just sitting there be like, oh, I can't do anything, that is such a negative experience that I avoid it at all costs. That things like Nebula, I will just avoid playing because I know I can end up in that situation, and I'd rather have a remote server. I'd rather like make a play. Not that we haven't ran into like remote server Nebula. It's been kind of cool. Yeah, we've been running nets. See, how's the weekend last weekend? Bummed we can't make it out. Looked like it was a great time. Stealing Vacheron doesn't open you up to MR. Totally fair. Wait, no. How does threat work with Vacheron? I'm assuming it's a 3-point agenda. What is the text on threat? Does it care about your score or how many points agenda? When his agenda is in the runner score area with one or more hosted counters, it is worth 0 agenda points. So I think threat, I never even questioned that. I'm assuming threat doesn't work against Vacheron. Would threat worked against Global Food Initiative? Like if I score a Global Food Initiative, I'm on threat 2 as a runner, right? Poor Stargate. Oh man, I forget about that card. Light the Fire. Okay, fine. No BC, Light the Fire just in time. I mean, you got Leo. I'm excited playing some non-fun op. Ready for the weekend. First item on the points, being Helion beta test is wild. It is super wild. A lot of people don't know the text on that card. This is entirely Tron's fault. Checking out the stream for a few before heading to Netrunner night. Spencer, enjoy your Netrunner night. Hold my beer and gonna make HP good again? I think HP will be better tomorrow is my hope. I'd be really surprised if it's not the case, unless like design and like SBT was like, we can't do it. We can't fix it. But I'm assuming if runners addressed, HP will just get a bit better. There are 3 corps you can consider right now: Ob, Nuvem, and Auko. No, you can consider Nebula. It's winning events. I do think you can consider maybe BTL. We've seen some like rogue results from other decks. The issue right now is like so much of the meta is Auko that like some of the top players aren't playing other things. That doesn't mean that they're not possible to win with other things. It just means like this seems like the shortest path, so a lot of people are doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I think the UK Nats results are pretty interesting because like not a lot of playtesting teams there played Auko. Actually, no, the winning one did, but some other test groups did not bring Auko. I don't know why on purpose. With the ban list tomorrow, I'm getting started with reviewing star scores, which is fun. Oh, a few surprises in retrospect. You're right. I totally forgot the star rating thing. Threat cares about points. Okay, so threat is directly points. It's not number of numbers. Okay, that makes sense. I pinpointed last night at locals why I hate Nebula. It forces the runner to run centrals every turn for singles, which is the opposite of good runner play. Yeah, hopefully you get multi-access. I don't know who quoted this and who I'm quoting who quoted this, but their response was to Nebula is that never has an identity asked so much out of the runner, but offered so little. And that is exactly it. The threat that this gives you every turn, if you don't interact with it, is game losing. And it gives you nothing to interact with besides running centrals. Now, running centrals, you know, like I don't like running centrals for singles. I don't all the time. I don't think it's great. That being said, if you're running HQ and they're not like flipping and doing their thing, they will flood up. So your singles get a bit better. But it is just so frustrating that every single turn. And then the fact is not only they can score out agendas, which doesn't flip them, but the agendas they score for like 1 credit while removing cards from your hand. Like it's absurd. 22 peeps. Were you outside? Was the weather good enough? Threat level is equal to the greatest score. Okay, so it's straight score, yeah. Elio's doing good. Elio is doing okay. We played Elio on like Tuesday and we had a terrible time. Like, I do think Elio's early game is just so incredibly bad that if you play against like aggro criminal consistently, which is a big part of the meta, or someone drops a Banhar, like you really do struggle. I don't think the games we played perfectly, but there were like a lot of instances where I don't think we could have done better. I think that being able to fetch FUD with Ob is messed up. My first time playing Ob. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Go look at the top 8 of Swiss at UK Nats. UK is always skewed. They cannot stop themselves from playing NBN or in this case, Gentech UCTM. Threat and money. Nebula and Auko are like 3 whole asset cards stapled onto the ID. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get this one. Meanwhile, look what Mirror Morph has to jump through. Yeah, sure, but I don't think we should be comparing ourselves to Mirror Morph is all I want to say, right? Like, it's like comparing yourself to Hyobu. I don't think the game should be Hyobu. So I don't know. It's very hot, but nice breeze. Perfect for jumping in the pool for a cool down. Ooh, that sounds perfect. Shout out to Toronto too. I guess I'll show this off the top. I was going to show it later, but we're kind of talking about Toronto. Toronto has a megacity, and this is really funny at the top. They said it couldn't be done. They wanted to stop us. They never intended for there to be a Toronto megacity 2025. That is totally true. For those who don't know the story, Toronto megacity wasn't supposed to happen originally, but I'm glad it's happening. And this is on August 2nd, August 3rd. I believe it's at the same location the last megacity was in. I'd have to double check that. I probably shouldn't say that without checking. But the prize support is absurd. They ran, in my opinion, a very successful national championship. I was there. It was a great time. We're doing it again in Megacity. We'll start things off on Saturday with a full day of Swiss. Then Sunday we'll have all the board games and Top Cut and Street Fighter and all that sort of stuff. And there's a whole bunch of prizing. I think there's 7 different alt arts. And returning artist Nikki Cheng is doing some stuff. Check out this Empiricist. Nikki Cheng painted the Mimic from last year, which was really, really great. Is Toronto a new ban list? No, I don't think so. I think all the megacities have to be held in the old ban list, regardless of date. I'm pretty sure they all have to be the old ban list, but I would double check. Same spot. Okay, that spot's neat. Empiricist, but cool. I really do not care for the Empiricist art. This is so much better to me. I'm assuming this is tournament legal. I'm assuming it is. Art's great. We have a Your Digital Life, also by Nikki. Wild. Have you heard how curiously the sea turns? Toronto's like pretty good at doing their own flavor text too. Does someone have one? Let us sit about and speak feverishly. Very dang cool. You can just buy them? Oh, that's cool. Whoever's able to make this happen, I will do bad things to want to get set of those transfer wealth alts. And we have transfer wealth. This is Scotaminga. We're also here in Montreal commissioning a transfer of wealth. We have a different Scotaminga. This is their Scotaminga, mind you, Toronto local. Excess of sorrow laughs, excess of joy weeps from Scotaminga. Very colorful, very bright, very. Not often do you see like these circular organic shapes. I guess overclock a bit. I don't know. I'm used to Scott drawing more like rectilinear stuff. Very good. You can buy a ticket and they'll ship them. Damn, okay. There's a ticket just for the alts? Wait, what does an alt ticket cost? I'll check out later, but that's really cool. There's this flip switch, which is the meme. Just check out. You can leave tier stuff, Silent Too Fancy, Cloud Eater alt. Snare if you quick. If it sucks, hit the bricks. Real winners quit. Card art by B. Dorf. This is a flip switch, which is good fun. To tantalize you even further, I can tell you that the 3 remaining silly designs are no less exciting. We have alt arts for Clean Getaway, Petty Cash, and Knick-Knack O'Brien. Wow, I play all of those cards, you say. I want to see different art when I look at those cards, you cry out. I want to be unique for my peers and to intimidate my pathetic opponents with some extremely rare alt arts, you scream in fury. Well, we've got you covered. So the promo deluxe ticket of 65 includes all 7 designs in addition to NYC Megacity prizes. They're calling it the deal of the century. We are also asking, why did he get 7 different designs made for this one tournament? And if you can't make it to Toronto, then we still got you covered. You can buy a prizes only ticket. We'll send you this absolute bounty of prizing, no problemo. The 50 Canadian ticket includes shipping and a full play set of 7 unique designs, along with the NSG Megacity pricing, pending availability. There's no way they're allowed to do that. I'll probably throw in some stickers to thank you for helping support the event. Oh, they had really nice stickers last year too. Tickets are available here. That's wild. That's really, really cool. There's little credit icons in the transfer art. Yeah, it's all about the credits kind of bleeding out into the one orb into the other credit orb. It's very, very cool. It's all credits along the side. Anyways, that's sick. Very, very exciting. Additional prizes. That's all there. There's going to be a bunch of people going. The Toronto crew is phenomenal. You're going to see people from Ontario and from Quebec. It's coming up in only a couple weeks. But I do think it's the old meta. I don't want to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure all megacities have to be held in the same meta because this megacity is technically outside of the barrier where megacities are meant to run. Because at the same date, there is like, I'm pretty sure the Continentals in Australia. And in theory, you can take your megacity by to Continentals. So this is just because Toronto megacity was a bit... the scheduling is a bit strange. It's a tempting offer. It's a pretty good offer. 50 Canadian. That's like maybe 35 US, I think. Yeah, 36 US if you're an American. Yeah, old meta. Okay, yeah, it is old meta, which like hopefully everyone has a good time closing that meta out. I'm pretty sure the last time when we were at Toronto Megacities, it was also old. Was it the last old meta? Was that when I fired my last Rashida? No, there's no shot. I think I fired my last Rashida at Worlds. When did I fire my last Rashida? No, it must have been in Montreal. I Rashided my last Rashid. Cool. Let's play the deck list of the week. Then later today, what we're going to do, we have a recap because I went to a core tournament and absolutely crashed the F out. We'll talk about that. My experience with core was abysmal, really, really bad. I went 1-4. We'll talk about that. It was awful. I had a really bad time. And then we're going to do some Prov Devos consulting today because I want to play some Prov. And I think Prov is probably doing something and maybe even gets better. Who knows what the ban list holds? I don't, that's for sure. This is Pronoun Meta by Lovelace. The meta review, we've looked at this. The stats are really good. Very, very funny about the pronoun win rate. I think there's like 2 players exclusively. I don't want to call people out for pronouns. It's hard to do it when this chart is here, but there's like 2 or 3 it pronouns that are just like carrying competitive Netrunner. So that's fantastic. And then you see like the conversion rate and, you know, he, him at, that's not bad. I'd say he, any 100%, it 100%. There's some good stats you can work with if you want to carve your identity around that, I reckon. It's an op. It's 54 card op. That is the damage op in which you can go grab your things. It's not on Bladderwort, which is like the first card, the first deck we saw doing op damage. I don't know how consistent this deck is because it's 54. It has a lot of 1-ubs, which is kind of the op trait. We have Foot, and then we of course have a Zief, and together this can do up to 4 damage. This is what I don't get. You can start doing this, and I do think Thomas Haas posted a list recently. There are so many decks that just do absurd, like you die on the spot combos, and they all involve your favorite card touch-ups. Right? Like this deck installs an agenda, like installs see how they run. Okay. And then you just touch ups it. So they're down 2 cards. You score the see how they run by doing something with Moonpole, which Moonpole is not that hard to set up. And then the see how they run does 2 damage. And then FUT does like 3 damage. Like it just does 7 damage, doesn't it? Like FUT does 3. See how they run. I think it does. Oh, only does 1, right? Yeah, it does 1. So that's 6 damage. I don't get it. There's just so many like uninteractive, like you die combos and touch-ups. And this deck, like it's not playing touch-ups because I don't think you want to play touch-ups in op, but it's playing measured. It's doing all these sort of things that just like hurt you. But protecting the FUT, super important. Can we get the FUT consistently? I'm pretty sure we can. And then we have a bit of ice. We have actually a fair bit of ice. We have 15 ice. That's not that bad for a 54 card deck. And then we just want to push agendas from here. Hey, Jai, good morning. How's Friday? 50 cat is so affordable, but I'm out of work until September, so I really shouldn't. But that's like 27 British pounds sterling. Yeah, maybe that's pretty good. I do think this is a good data set on why reporting sample size is important. How's it going? What are you talking about? Let's just give this a shot. It has Biowack in it, which is kind of cool. I don't know how quickly we're going to score this with a green mail. We have 2 of those in the list. I'm going to play this like a donkey because this is going to require a lot of reps because it is massively toolbox. All I'm going to do when I play this is like do the most annoying thing to your opponent by putting things on the table and then hoping that they like flatline to something. I think FUD is incredibly important is my guess because we have no other way to do a lot of damage besides like measured response and them keeping up, which hopefully they don't. Today's banlist day is so pretty good. I guess for you it is banlist day. For me, that's tomorrow. So hoping for the best. I have to wait until tomorrow for banlist. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah. Import deck. Let's go. Still Eternal Points Day. Was that today? Or was that yesterday? I think yesterday was Eternal Points Day. Was that today? It was today. Oh my God. How long has today been? Let's give this a shot. Hey, Lucy. Was wondering how it fit 2 green mail in the agenda suite. Then it's at 54. Yeah, it is 54. It is 22 agenda points is my guess. Anything else would be strange. 22 agenda points. Let's go. Lucy, last time we played, we like over respected, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, FUT's good. Thanks, you too. We might have over respected Illumination because I think that's what all the Arsana decks are doing is Illumination. Lucy's definitely on Deep Dive, which is a problem because Deep Dive is a cool way to kind of beat measured response. Because if you just get to 3 points, right, you can just close the game off of a Deep Dive. So we kind of have to feed points. Envelopment might be tricky for RE to deal with. That's cool. A Descent on R&D is maybe a start, and we just need to get FUT behind something. If we can res the envelopment early, that's pretty good, because then we can extract it to whatever our forecast is. I'm hoping we have a tree line, which is not very good against Trojan.deck, because there's so many ways to deal with it. But Ob abstractly is good against Trojan.deck. Hellion beta test is unironically cooking the meta. It is such a weird time to be alive. Plan good, but wouldn't you rather 2-did on Azyef? FUT good? Yeah, you can, but I'm assuming we want to get the FUT with extra counters on it, because the Azyef is lethal. That's my guess, is like big Azyef. Oh, actually, I think she's playing double pinhole is my read. I legitimately thought it was April Fool's post when I saw your first banned card was one I've never heard of. Oh, yeah. What is this Hellion? I guess you never saw that card, unlike most Netrunner players in which it was a staple. Okay. I think she's also on burner, but I'm not too concerned. I want to draw assets. Maybe this hand sucked. So we could do... I want a descent on R&D for sure. So we could draw descent, build envelopment out. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see what happens. HBT died for YDL sins, but I don't think anyone minds. HBT? Okay. All right. We already have an acronym for Helion beta test. The metaphors. It's goofing around with Jasminder since she's free of points to hyperdriver. Onicom. Okay, that's not going to help us. Antil's pretty good. I think that's better than FUT. If we have to install this and res it, it's 8 credits, so we actually can't get there. If we res a logjam, we res it for 4 credits, so we can do logjam Antil. It's a pretty shit logjam, like that's for sure. It has 1 counter on it, like don't get that twisted. But we also could res the Antil, immediately extract it. I'll just see what happens here, but in theory, we probably don't end up resing this. We'll probably just like extract the envelopment and see what 4-coster we care about. YDL not getting any amount of points is like so strange, but I do think the article did address that. Hey Diogen, how's it going? You crack any more locks? Clean getaway HQ, 1 in 5. It's a FUD. It's gone. That's fine. Implying there are other kinds of log jams. Sneak door, there's good lag jams. I don't know. Come on, please. Log jams get good. All right, this card's so good. If it trashes itself, it trashes itself. We could slash and bring the Azyaf, and we have nothing great to trash. We could trash this to get a 2-coster. I don't think that really matters. So we could just like push the logjam with the Azyaf behind it. We won't be able to ice both, protect both of these, but now this has 2 counters. Antil's cool and blue sun. Is it that good? Like people used to put Adonis in it. I guess it's like very Adonis-like. You don't spend influence. Is it like Maryland not just okay? Because you can't get the second bounce off of it. So it's just like 3 credits and a card. Yeah. Oh, and a card. Never mind. That sounds really good. What 2-costers are in the deck? I don't know if we extract the Antil for like a Regolith and just go. But our 2-costers, we can get a Cyber Sand. That's fine. This is a Hearts and Minds deck. We really have 17 assets. We've drawn 1. Actually, we've drawn 2. I think we're fine. Getting a Spin Doctor would open up the slash line, which is kind of cool. I mean, I'll try it. Ideally, res this for 4, this for 5, so that's perfect, but they have to go in the right order. Gonna buy myself some Master Lock, and like everyone, I'm waiting impatiently for the ban list. Tomorrow morning, I'm pretty sure, Diogen. Diogen brought in this lock to pick, and it was like a $2 log. He was struggling with it, and he gave it to me, and I couldn't figure it out because the whole cylinder was rotating. He's like, yeah, it's $2 from a dollar store. We can't figure out how to open it. And then funny enough, we ended up realizing that it didn't have like a pin mechanism. You just have to get the pick in there and like you can push a latch because it literally does not have a like, it's too cheap to have, you know, tumblers. Very, very easy. HBT is when you engage in cognitive psychotherapy while also being trans. My dad got into lockpacking during COVID. It seems cool. It seems really cool. Deeply confused by the fully operational gaming in Op 3. Overclock? Straight in. Okay. So this logjam has 3 subs. Has prio, right? $2 from the dollar store is easy to break. It's called a hammer. Yeah, but like non-destructive. The Diogen lore deepens. He has like he brought his whole kit in. You don't need to ask. I do an initiation. Yeah, cool. I'm still gonna ask. So there's 3 subs on it. So she would either have to like crack a Muse or an SMC from hand. If it's a Gauss, it's not that expensive. If it's Muse Gauss, that's going to be pretty bad. So how does she break this? Unless she's just going to lose both of them. Which this is fine, I think. Oh, Muse SMC into Gauss. Or whatever the fractor is, propeller maybe. It is Gauss, okay. I wish this wasn't an SYF, but every day we get closer to measured response. Okay. So we can get a 2-coster from our deck. We draw first. I'm going to forget about that. I don't think we're going to extract the logjam. The Gauss now breaks it really poorly because it's at exactly 2 strength, which is a big difference. So now you break this for 5. So let's see what 2-coster we can get. We can get a Tucana. We can get a Holoman. Those are kind of interesting. Kessleroid is not perfect into Gauss. We already have a Cyber Sand. Whew, if I was smarter, I would know what to do here. Regolith gets a one coster. What one costers do we have for scoring out? I wonder if it's just Tucana. Because we don't have like a Malapert. Our one coster would be Foot or a humanoid. Huh, I actually don't know what to do here. Gauss is really one of those breakers that loves Game Dragon. I guess it does. It also just likes to be replayed. Like I have no doubt our Lucy's playing multiple and it's just installing it during runs. That was an ugly like triple install, so we're happy about that. The overclock helped a heck of a lot. What are we getting here? We're not Bladderwort, so I don't know if we want to rush the Cybersand with another one. Regolith is just money, and we can extract it for one coster eventually. We can put Cybersand in this remote. I think the Regolith is fine. Holloman's also like really good, because then we have a win condition. I'll go for this, I think. This might be like straight wrong. Because if we do this, we're doing nothing else, and I don't like that. So this can get a one coster at instant speed, so we can get a humanoid next turn. Angelique is good enough against Deep Dive. I don't think we have to extract here, so I think we'll just take money. We can maybe afford the Biowack, but she's going to Fizzarum the Biowack, so I don't think it's going to be a good trade. We really should be doing something faster here. Maybe Holloman was better. I'm pretty sure she's on Pinhole. With this Regolith, like, we can extract if we wanted to get it faster to get a one coster. I need to check one cost ice. One cost ice, we have nothing. So our one costers are like Hearts and Minds, which actually can fire. So we can just advance our Logjam. We probably do get a one coster here and just Cybersand because we can't get the FUT. Maybe we get the humanoid, but we're gonna be drawing too much. Actually, the humanoid's probably what we want here for tempo. Echelon's down. Okay, so we'll Cybersand on her turn. Can't dead draw another Anacom. So we'll go for the humanoid. I don't think the server matters. Start turn. Okay. Zero coster. So we get a spin or this fee. Spin, we're going to have way too many cards in hand. We can extract this turn, but we've already used, well, we haven't used Op yet. So actually extract is pretty good. So maybe we don't grab the spin so we can extract this into a one coster. We need to consider this because Op is obviously once a turn. And so humanoid getting to 0 is a spin, or we can play extract to get rid of the Regolith to get a one coster, which can get another Hearts and Minds, and then she has to deal with them. I think the Spin Doctor is less useful here, so we won't use Op on this. Okay, 2 cards. Nah, yeah, nah. I have a... Looking at the screen, we can't extract for a one coster? Why not? Oh, yeah, we undid it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we figured it out. Thank you, though. Yeah, you're totally right. We would have goofed it kind of bad. So we can put this in server 1, I think. So we can install 2 cards. So we can put a Biowack in front of it if we want to. We'll extract the Regolith for a one coster. I think it's just a Hearts and Minds we put on the table to keep her busy. She could just like deep dive us and win, which is like always the fear. Otherwise, the Angelique on the table is like kind of whatever. We'll extract. It doesn't even ask us which extract we want to play, which I think is pretty wild. It should ask us for sure. We'll find a one coster. So it's humanoid, Hearts and Minds, and wall to wall. Wall to wall is actually really good too. Hearts and Minds we have to not ice up, right? You may move an advancement counter. Actually, that's not that bad. But place an advancement counter is even better. So let's just keep her busy, I think. We'll get rid of our money's good enough. Extract is like not only a money card, it's a tutoring card. It's just I don't think we're gonna have a lot of res cards unless she starts interacting. But this Hearts and Minds puts 2 advancements on the M-Dom. Lowering the logjam might not be great because then it hits the Gauss, but we built 2 servers for some reason. I think she's just gonna let this go through. We do want the Spin Doctor to bring back the FUT at some point. Okay. So Hearts and Minds is not getting trashed. Super surprising. This card is kind of cracked. Maybe it is. Maybe she heard that. Maybe she's running server 3. We, funny enough, could have iced this up and just used it to move counters, which is kind of funny. Don't tell me what I can't do. If you're not on a thread, there's like not that much scary from running this. I think she's considering it. She doesn't have an Aris on a trigger, feels a bit worse, that's for sure. The player must forgot to trust Trash H&M rule. I know. Fine, have a basalt. Yeah. Yeah, we might have just forgot the always trash hearts and minds rules, but it's gonna be okay for us. Choose to move from to advance. Okay, so I think we'll just score this. So we can get anything here. That's not basalt. Nope. I'm not sure. Set casualty of the just trash cohort rule. It does say 2 on it. You do need to get rid of it. So we have one more BOWAC. I think that's what we're going to get here, because we kind of have a window. The problem is, like, none of these agendas do I really want to jam aggressively. So I think we put the hostile on the table. We put it behind the logjam probably, and then we just put another hearts and mind on the table. I think we might be over indexing on this server. So I think I'm going to put this on R&D because we know that she is a deep dive deck. So we'll do green mail on server 1, hostile behind the logjam, I think. Maybe that's a bad use of that server. I don't even know if we want to score this green mail. It does put us closer to what's it called? Threat 4. Every point does, you know? That's kind of how it works. Sensi actor union of tier kill is, you gotta get rid of it. Like, it's gonna happen again. I wonder if we bring our logjam down to 0. I wonder if we do just actually just say it's the same to break with Gauss. Who cares? Till we seamless launch it. So far, Arson hasn't done that much. I'm glad that Illumination is like kept in check here. But I'm actually not entirely sure she's playing it because we would have probably seen a DZ by now. I think that's like the hot Illumination card, let alone rigging up. But she's definitely on like Deep Dive and Pinhole and more overclocks if she's on Mystic. And you don't see it a lot in Shaper. It's kind of cool, especially with Unicum. We used to see the Shaper all the time, and then they got rid of Trick Shot, and then you don't see like event-based Shaper. Maybe Arson is a really cool way to play it because you want to play your Into the Depths and stuff like that. It's last click. She's thinking about the hearts and minds. She's thinking about it. H&M can stay if there's nothing else on the board. On its own, yeah, it can definitely stay. Well, it advances our logjam, doesn't it? I don't think that's worth enough, but we'll see what she does. This is so bad. Overclocking the hearts and minds. Love it, because now an event is going to be trashed no matter what, but that's a wild overclock. Oh, I rezzed this too soon. Oops. Second coalescence. Okay, so I should have waited for her to say action. So this is going to take out a couple cards from her hand. Last night for Deep Dive, you want to believe, if we are to believe the bookies, yeah, it feels like it. Maybe this will be the last Deep Dive we lose to. That'd be a good day, honestly. It's a great, can't say, watching Mickey 17 for my wife's birthday. Happy birthday to Brennan's wife. Hopefully you're having a good time. I don't know what Mickey 17 is, but I haven't seen that many Disney films to know. I'm pretty sure that's a joke. You know? Yeah, come on. Give up your hand. Fine, have a basalt mister. Yay, lives. Hostile's the first time, so like spamming more assets is like not bulletproof. Yeah, there's the Into the Depths. So hearts and minds, I guess. I mean, that feels really good. Do we draw once for a Tucana? We have no reason to score this first click. This actually gave us 2 credits. You almost never make money off of this damn thing. So I think we kind of like draw for 1 in 32 Tucana. Imagine though if we did that. I don't want to Svi any of these cards. We could Svi the hearts into what's it called? A spin. That might be okay. So I think we just install Svi, install hearts. See what happens. It's a sci-fi movie. So Mickey's in space, this one? Haha! Hi, Eric Hayden. Thanks for watching the stream. I mean, mostly unpunished for letting you keep ham. I mean, I got some points there. No relation to the mouse? For legal reasons. No, I get it. I understand why they would want to say that. Okay, don't show the slash and burn here. Beans. So slash and burn will stay, and she can go for the 50-50, I guess. That puts her on threat, which, like, I think we're okay with that. 50-50, she can sink the whole turn into it. Please, win a coin flip. Yes! Spot on impression, thank you. I've seen the film. 50-50? Yes. Come on. One more. 50-50? Is there anything we can do here? No. Damn it. It's like Jason Expo with the mouse. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're thinking of the same one. All right, we'll just get our value here and get a spin doctor. So we'll do our Sphees first. Surely have a basalt now, just on the table. Okay. So we'll do hearts. To move, no, we'll place. To move, no, we'll place. We'll move this one to this one. And then we'll place it. We'll Sphere this for a spin. Okay. Do we just eminent slash and burn? In theory, no, she's okay here. I think we do eminent slash and burn. Yeah. Wow, we have a lot of cool lines. Disney about to take the stream down. Don't sue me. Things are bad when I'm doing my Mickey, that's for sure. I think we actually get an agenda with this eminent. Yeah, I think we do get an agenda here. We can't get a 3-cut pointer because then we lose to like overclock. I think, usually. So I think we just want to get an SEF. This server's hard, right? She's going to be on 8 credits, a big old mystic, like you can get a 6-credit gamble. BOAC and Velopment are pretty hard to deal with. She has the Gauss recycle, which saves her a lot of credits. I know about when I should not do things. She's probably on Specworks too. Andre using his Mickey Mouse voice as the darkest timeline. I mean, things are going pretty good when we're Mickeying that hard. I guess you just get an SEF. Is there anything else that's worth resing here though? Like ice, I don't care about. A logjam's actually really sick. A big logjam is like hella cool. Because we have an agenda face up, which is exactly what you want to do with logjam. The problem is like we're not doing anything on the turn. So I feel like, again, this, if she refreshes it, she has to break for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She can't let it fire, I don't think. Because then we can install a 4-cost acid on top of it. Not really. This is a lot of money too. Let's just go for the SEF. Want to post a clip of Andre? I'm sorry, yeah, the link got disabled. Don't bait the lawyers. Jason X might be the top 15 funny top 15 is like a pretty big number. I mean, there's a lot of films. Gonna sit and think for a minute? Yeah, do it up. Do it up. We really want to draw measured by now. The problem is we have 3. We only have 28 cards left. Big logjam is like hella cool words to live by. We could have done it. What's this pinhole for? This is 2 for wanting the spin doctor, I guess. What is she taking down with the pinhole? Onacom top deck? Oh, okay. So like click compression. That's cool. So slash goes back in. And I think we put the foot back in. That can't be right. I don't think it does that much at this point in the game. But like whatever she trashes here, she takes damage. So she can't just play the pinhole to draw card. Like she's going to lose card. We'd like if she lose card. Sphere? So she just paid that to draw a card and make a run. So she could have just drawn. Why? Pinhole draw. You're allowed to just draw though. Oh, wait, I don't get it. Just like, was the spin doctor that important? Oh, respect. Okay. We're gonna lose the deep dive. I forgot about that. Yeah, right. It's the last deep dive evening. It would only be fitting. Fun every time. Yeah, you're right. We probably lose the deep dive here. She needs her last overclock, I think. So what does break this with echelon? It's like a lot. 3. So you bring down another breaker. You just grab your code gate breaker. So then it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to break this. And then she needs deep dive money. She has deep dive money because of Mystic. Interesting. Yeah, that was kind of cool. We did shuffle an agenda back into the deck, but I don't think I can get a double deep dive this turn because top deck badly. The joy of double deep dive. Huzzah. The balancing card is touch-ups, right? We'll just get rid of it. Ah. Do I take a single and steal an SDS and win? I mean... one of them is more certain than the other. The thing is, if she steals that AZF, we have no way of fighting back. I do think we have really good ice for it, though. Will we, like, hard pay 14 for BOAC? Probably not. I think we'll probably just greenmail. 2 SDS and 30, probably? Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, Antoine, there's no Muse in the heap to get a Phaserum for BOAC? There is. I think she mused on turn 2. Yeah, there's a Muse, so she can Muse for that. She can also just grab the SMC if she wants to. How's it going, by the way? Time to open the hypogeometric calculator. The odds are not good for 2 and 30. Let me tell you. They can't be good. It's like 18%? Can't believe this is not a shortcut. I really just don't like opening this page because it's so bright. 32, sample size 1, number of 6,000 sample. Oh, bad. 7%. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. Wait, 46? Did I do it wrong? It's just 2 and 30, like that's the probability? I think you're right. You're right, it's not with replacement. Yeah. It's just 2 and 30. 40, I don't know. I think this is the deep dive odds, 46% chance. I think those are deep dive odds. There's no way it's 46% chance. Yeah, 46 is dive. I was going for a single and I had to run the hypergeometric to figure out what 30 divided by 2 is. Which I was considering. I thought 1.5 made sense. Dive make the odds go out the window. It makes it a fair bit better. It's kind of a messed up card. I'll be so happy if dive is banned tomorrow. Just so happy. None of these matter though. Like Shylander and Hammer don't matter. I'd be so happy if ban was dying today. We're unrotating Apocalypse. You're just making my moon pool more powerful. Guess you're not going to be happy, Jai. Uh-oh. Oh, no. All that happens, they ban Luminal again. 46%, but it just might work. Like, I take 46%. We're going to take a game action, have at it. $3.19 if I can set up a double dive. Those are better odds. F. Okay. Well, I guess we're safe. The hostile architecture in the remote is now hostile infrastructure. Oh, yeah, right. This still does 2 damage. That's kind of good. Set up the measured kill. Yeah, if we get Apocalypse, I think we set up the measured kill. What are we trashing with this SYF? I guess it depends what we mandatory draw. What are we spheeing? I think we sphere the hostile to get a forecaster and put it on the server on R&D. Yeah, I think we just have to make the deep dive harder. So I think we sphere the hostile to get a forecast ice. Oh, but then we can't fire SYF. Is it better to SYF the hostile? No, sphere is better because we get money. Oh, but we have to trash something anyways with SYF. So I guess we SYF. We won't have op, so it'll just be 2 damage. I think we're banking on winning by not by points. See for spin to draw into measured kill. Yeah, if we keep this, we actually could do it. Like we could SYF the hearts and minds for spin. No matter what, we can do them both. Yeah, we can draw the measured. I think that's the best case. It is just a Phaserum. Fuck. That's bad. Wait, this envelopment's really expensive though. If she trashes this, I don't think it's that bad. We can't get a barrier. Fire all? Okay. That was like worst case. Yeah, I felt good about that one. Do we have any 13 costers in the deck? It'd be nice to have a 13 coster here. Okay, so now we have to like really think. So no matter what, we do hearts and minds first. So that's good. Envelopment we do next, whatever. And so Sphere, we can trash the hearts and mind to get a spin. She made a successful run, so she will die to measured. No, yeah, she's exactly 1 credit short to die to measured. Because she'll lose at least 2 cards. Could be 1 card. She'll lose at least 1 card, and then measured doesn't flatline. Okay, no, so we have to miss the Onicom. So it's not actually like guaranteed lethal. So I think we could use a bit of money here. I think the hostele's not doing anything for us, though. I think we get rid of the hostile. We'll get... Oh, it's only Shylendra? Oh, because we're holding our tree line. Oh, we are not very smart. Shylendra has to be broken. I'm going to put this on HQ. Actually, maybe a trash and envelopment was better. No, envelopment is pretty good. So now we'll trash the Sphere and push the next SEF. We hit a spree and a deep dive. That seems pretty good. So here we can just put the SEF. We can put the tree line on R&D and then chill. If that was the case, we should put the Shylendra here, the tree line in HQ, because it's cheaper. Yeah, that was probably wrong. Really grace void in the card pool is that you can count down Orion, Biowak, Kernewall, nothing, Chiyoshi, Heimdall. What's your favorite kind of tree? Huh. I like black tree a fair bit. I'm kind of a maple guy, I guess. Do you have a favorite tree? When if you top deck an MR? Yeah, it was a maybe, but with Onicom, it's unlikely. All right, so this is going to go through, which is not great. Probably could have seen this coming. I feel like Into the Depths is actually probably pretty good. Favorite tree is probably line. I don't even think my favorite tree is line. Breaking all of it. Neat. Redwood for me. Yeah, we don't have those there. They're really nice, Changeling. We charging the propeller? Oh, we're getting a Pizza Shell. Yeah, okay. Willow trees are kind of nice. The thing is, I don't think there's bad trees. Oh, actually, we should have made the tree line bigger. Yeah, we should have made the tree line bigger for sure. We'll just keep her busy. I'm not going to play the hedge fund because we have a humanoid. I think having more credits on this turn doesn't matter. But yeah, we should have moved the logjam to the tree line for sure. We missed that. I might have hit a relevant breakpoint. I'm not sure. You can opt Biowak to get Chiyashi as long as you're in an elevator in the United States. Yeah. I actually don't know if that's real or not. It's been such a long time. Hearts and Minds finally going down? Yeah. My fab is Big Leaf Maple. Very pretty. Yeah, Maple's really good. Just a good tree. We have incredible cherry trees in Vancouver, but I do love maples. There's like cherry blossom season. What, in June? There's some really nice trees in my neighborhood. I don't think they were cherry blossoms. Those are unrelated, but it's good to have all the information, right? It's just we don't have a remote anymore. So like I don't know how we win. I hope that we measured her 17 times somehow. Most buildings skip 13. I thought that was the apartment building I lived in as a kid did not have 13. Which like I still understand which floor was the 13th. Do other countries do that? Like, I think in China 4 is skipped? Is that true? Do they not have 4? Because 4 is the bad number there, right? All right, and now we're just in loose to deep dive camp. Plenty are skipping 14 as well. Skipping all the way down. Okay, so we can humanoid. We can hopefully get a spin. Yeah, we'll get a spin. I don't think we need to ice it. Oh, that's interesting. So we can install some cards. So we'll do... Still doesn't have a code gate breaker, but it's 15 cards. Like, we're just in the loose to deep dive camp. This is going to go down soon. But we can faster advance our way out of this corner. So we'll put it there. We'll love a virus. Hammer's not bad. I guess. Is Ace illegal there? What? Some places in Asia, you can't opt BC for anything. Oh, I get it now. I'm moving to Asia. Lots of skip 4s. Okay. You can find fly swatter for server 1 and solve 2 problems. Fly swatter only works during a run on the server, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think you can fly swatter for like fun. Right? Is fly swatter only? Yeah, during a run. So you can't like opt for a fly swatter unless it's like a Zato or a virus. So it's not as flexible as you'd hope. Daria moves to Asia just so we can convert development to sandstone. Actually, hey, this was bad here because I think we should have had this before and end the run because then the subroutines actually have like import. Because I guess if she runs this first, that's not the case. It clears the Fizzarum behind it. Oh, if we but we'd have to put it there not resed, right? Because as soon as we res it, it doesn't have text. I guess she just uses a simul chip on it. But yeah, if we were going to grab it with op or something, like if we antil for it, it will be resed by definition. So it's tricky. I can't believe I haven't found a single measure. Like I tempo measured her just because her spending 8 is like a lot of money. And also her losing deep dive is like pretty good for our win condition. Envelopment to Kakugo. God, like imagine Kakugo and Aoko. It'd be sick. I don't even know if she's playing Ashen. I don't think she is. She's probably playing Harmony, right? We've seen very little influence. What is her influence on? Yeah, she doesn't have reason to do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've only seen 6 influence. Oh, clean gateway, 7, 8, 9, 10. Could be an Ashen in there. Just in the... like, I want to get the FUT because it's fun, but I need to get the scored so that we're probably going to lose this turn. So it doesn't really change anything. If we get the scored, it gets out of hand. If we get the FUT on the table, it doesn't matter because FUT like will fire once more this whole game. So it's just like bait. We can maybe win if we perfectly top deck the last above the law and then like the last slash. Does it even have an above the law? It doesn't have above the law. It is the one Wayland deck without above the law. And I'm trying to score out to 7. Oh no, we literally cannot close the game out anymore. Oh, I thought there was another 3-2 in the deck, but like without a remote server, we got nothing. The antil turns into a hollow. Oh, but what can we score with hollow? We can't score anything with hollow. We have no more 3-2s. Like we literally can't win. All we have left is 5 3s and 3 1s. All right, I guess we lose the deep dive. Yeah, the hammer is in a bad spot for sure because you can run it last click and not carry. Reset the Gauss. Cool. I guess she has to Arasana the descent. That's kind of cool. Oh, I was like, that was really cheap. It's 2 and 7. Yeah. Time to hollow the large hand. You might be right. I wonder if she's on Hush though. But yeah, really, really big shame here that we put the hammer in the wrong spot. If it was here, she actually has to deal with the hammer or we trash her breakers. So we definitely just did punt that a bit. So I'm assuming Arasana deals with this. Unless it doesn't. I'm assuming the 1-cost code gate oof is like pretty good for us. Oiler from hand. Why is this an oof? This seems acceptable. Is there a chance she hits him a virus on the single axis? Not that it matters, but no, our deck does not have him a virus, I don't think. Oh, it does. Actually, it does have him a virus. What would that matter? I don't think we spin back. Oh no, we should spin back anyways. Because she's going to see the same cards. Yeah, we should spin back here. I don't know what to do. Hearts and minds, hearts and minds. Purchase for Fizzarum, and now she doesn't have money and use the simul chip. Yeah, but she's going to deep dive this turn, right? She sees like half our deck. So it's cool for this server, but like she's planning to win this turn. Oh, now she has to go through the Shylender and not lose it to damage, which is like kind of funny. But yeah, the hammer definitely should have been here. But yeah, so because her Gauss left the game, so she has to run through this and hope it doesn't hit the 1 in 4. I would take those odds if it's just a 1 in 4. Like, it's not that bad. Sick. Built different. Unless she has 2, and this is like just for show. But yeah, we did hit a deep dive on that. Spin? Okay. We'll see if she runs Archives last click. Oh, she wants a double deep dive. Okay, we still probably lose. Like every single agenda. Am I punished? No. We need to put this in any other position. The positioning of this was really, really bad. Yeah, I think we only have 1 Shylander in the list. Yeah, this should have been here so that the subroutine actually matters, because she has to break this, otherwise we challenge one of her programs. And then, yeah, we really totally biff this. Yeah, deep dive doesn't, it could miss. It's like super unlikely. Yeah, we definitely need to draw measured at some point this game. So we give a tag, we trash a hardware or resource. Decoder, fractor, killer. That's game. She misses twice. I think she only has 1. Yeah, she only has 1. We know she's only looking at 7 cards because the top card was fine. It was fair. All right. Holy shit. Oh. I mean, why do they have to ban this? They don't have to ban this. It doesn't do anything. The Forsaken Me. I'm hoping maybe the last one ever. Oh man, there's a lot of agendas in there. 7. There's 5 agendas in there. There were 5 agendas in there. What the heck? I was so ready to crash out. Forgot that could be fun. You remove like 10 non-agendas from this deck. Yeah, no, it's 5 and 20. What's the chance of whiffing 5 and 20? Population size 20, number of successes 5, sample size 8, number of successes in the sample 0. 5%. Is that literally 5%? Did we actually hit the 5%? I think it's 5% to whiff that. Was my math right? And by math, I mean my ability to operate. She 20 pop 2 successes, 8 samples? I don't think that's right. Is it really hypergeometric? Isn't not 5 agendas? It is, yeah. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, we removed 1. 8. You're right. We removed 1. 8. It's 4. It's 4 and 12. So it's a bit more than 5. I forgot we RFG'd 1. Yeah, 1 green mail is RFG, so it should be 4. So that takes it up to a generous 10%. Cool. Neat. Thanks, you too. I needed to put the hammer on R&D. That was a big mistake. Oh boy. Yeah, that hammer was way in the wrong spot. It made her unsure. So like sometimes they run this first to check it and then it's like relevant. I think there was still unknown information here, so you still got to do the big unknown. But I actually wonder if it's right to do this unknown first. Because knowing what this is, like if this was a hard end the run code gate, you kind of goofed on this anyways. So maybe you're meant to do this first. Maybe because the Peach Champ is here, you want to do this first. You definitely do the Shylander last, because you can just let it fire if you're lucky. Let alone, you can always do 1 deep dive if you have 2 in hand. Only like 1 in 3. It's not a huge risk. Like that's functionally still like above 50% win rate. If you take the 1 in 3 and then the 90%. All right, weird. Yeah, that's the harder part. It's hypergeometric because you look at 7 before you replace. Binomial would be like 7 singles while shuffling between each. Yeah, it is a hypergeometric because it's like drawing a hand of cards. So like you use the hypergeometric when you model mulligans, and this is basically just a big mulligan. It's how many cards do you draw without replacement to find it. Thanks for the game. Yeah, they're all on the bottom there. Neat. We couldn't win though. We have to have her whiff because then she's out of accesses and stuff like that. Cool. What time is it? Do we do one more? It's 10 o'clock. No, I think I'm okay. Cool deck. I'm not sure if it needs to be 54 cards. I feel like if we found a measured, we definitely have more game there. There's so many more lines that you can like, you know, dissect that and think, oh, we could have done this and this and this. And for sure you can. I don't know exactly what our priority is. I'm just trying to do like tempo ourselves forward. But we probably need to build a bit more of a bespoke end game that pushes someone into a certain direction, a certain corner. I think keeping the FUD was probably straight wrong. Unless we can ice up the FUD on turn 1, which is not that easy when we had a 5-cost ice. But we had a really good remote server and we went from there. Hey, Lucy, 87.98, 89.78 to see the general in the deep dive. True and all-time deep diver. Yeah, it was like 10.12 exactly. Good game. How did that game end? Deep dive. Whiffed. 10% odds to not lose. And then at that point, Lucy ran out of stuff to touch cards. I do think we're locked though. Like Lucy, if you don't do much, our remote server, we can't really score behind it that easily with the Phaserum. I guess we just have to take a turn off to purge and then see what happens to the simul chip. We needed to draw a measured. Oh my God, we would have thrown any measured at you, and not to kill you, just to take the cards and the money out of your hand. That would have been really important. All right, I'm going to do a quick recap on core because I went to a core tournament on the weekend. Not on the weekend, on Tuesday. I lose to FA. I can't FA anymore. I have no FA. You tutor hollow with Antild. I have no more 3-2s. All the SDFs in the score area, the Eminence are in the score area, the Green Mills in the score area. All that's left in the deck were SDSs and slashes. Maybe there was, yeah, it was 2 SDSs, no, 3 slashes, 1 SDS in the deck. I literally can't win. Unless like you massively disrespect all of the 2 copies of Hearts and Minds. But like, I can't do anything, yeah. Didn't Hammer already kill Phaserum? That was on the last turn. Yeah. Draw 2 slashes and hollow 1. Yeah, that is the one line, is that we get the hollow min, we install the slash, we hollow it, and then we like slash the slash. That is the only way we can close the game out. But I do think, yeah, there's 2 SDSs, 2 slashes. Yeah, that is what was left in the deck. So it's like kind of possible. It's just like very, very, very hard. The best thing we can do is like keep jamming, never advance threats, and hope for the best. I think you can run me out of money before forcing runs though. Well, then Envelopment falls apart. I think we just have to take a turn off to purge. I did not know the deck had a Mavirus. I think setting up a Mavirus line when you run into the BOAC was probably like a game-winning line. I did not realize that was in the deck. So setting a Mavirus to make the Phaserum hard was kind of cool. Hey, nutritional. All right. Went to a core tournament this week, this Tuesday, did it again. And I absolutely crashed out. I'll show you what I played and my experience with core. I don't think I had a great time. I played this sort of deck. I made some small changes. So I didn't play Side Hustle. I wanted to play, okay, so core, for those who don't know, is just elevation and system gateway. It's what Pat and I played on the stream last week. Keep doing that. Pat is going to be joining next week to get some more tabletop play in, which is great. I made some small changes to this deck just to make it line up with what I wanted to get out of core. So the things that I did to core is I played 3 mutual favor, because so much of core is finding your breakers as fast as possible when you're playing run-based criminal. And so I wanted to play 3 mutual favor. I didn't play any side hustles. I wanted to play a single copy of the shutdown card of Mag Electric because I was worried that I was going to run into Biowax and Pharoses, and that did happen in one of the matchups. I only got to play 2 runner games. So that was in the deck, and I played 41 cards, so I definitely cut something here. I'm not sure what I cut. I could check. I think I only played 2 red teams because 3 red teams is a bit clumsy, and I couldn't get down to 40. So this is what I played, and I thought it was unbeatable. I did some test games against myself where I played PD into this or Leo into this, and the runner just like kind of ran all over the place. On the day, that was not the case. I lost every single runner game, and I wouldn't even say even close. It was really, really, really one-sided. I feel like we play 1 shred, we play 2 shred. The shred was okay on the day. It wasn't that great. We made the phrase crashed out into the zeitgeist recently. I think it's a Gen Z thing that's been kind of around for months or so. No banlist core. Did they do banned? I don't think they did. The thing with core is that there's no committee balancing, and people should play the formats we work hard to make balanced instead. Well, sure, but like a lot of new players came out because like core is super, super accessible. Round one, and like I want to be very clear about this, as when I say this, I want to definitely separate the cards from the player. I had played against a fantastic player in my meta who's an absolute treat to play against. But of course, the issue in the conversation is that it was a Nebula game, and I just don't get this. I am going to complain about Nebula. Welcome to my complaint about Nebula. I hate this thing. First round against Nebula, and I'm feeling pretty good about it because I don't think Nebula can do that much. I'm looking at the agenda suite, and Nebula has 4 3/2s. So for Nebula to fast advance out all the 3/2s in the game, it requires you to draw every single 3/2 in your deck. So I think that's like really hard to do. Turns out that's not the case because I totally misunderstood what Nebula is capable of doing in standard, let alone in core. So hold on, I want to just pull up the tournament results because I don't think I saw them because I left last round because my opponent was not there. So I just went home because otherwise I'm sitting around for 40 minutes. So I ended up technically 2-3, but I didn't play the last game. So that's not really worth much. I only played 4 games. Yeah, okay. So first round is against Nebula. And obviously, Nebula, I do not like. I don't care about it. So the setup is like ice on HQ, no ice on R&D. I think we get a flip turn 1. And I'm like, I can play kind of slow. Because once I'm set up, I'm really good. I got my Penny Shaver, I got my red team, I got my one of Dawkins Pass, which there should be 2 Dawkins Pass, I'll be honest. And then I have my Zaya ability. So once I got my Leech and all my breakers, and my breakers are really good, I should be breaking most ice for credits. I run HQ at some point. The expected thing is rezzed. It's, what's it called? Doom Scroll. I take a damage. It's not that important. And then the next turn, another Geist goes on HQ. And now I'm thinking, okay, there's 2 ice on HQ. I can probably still face check it for some reses. Because at the end of the day, if someone reses a funhouse, it's 5 credits. Most of the reses are relatively expensive. And end pot is 4 credits. I need to keep their credits down. Now, on one turn, I decide, okay, I'm going to take this turn off. I am setting up, and I'm setting up with good cards in hand, right? Like I'm setting up with my jailbreak. I'm setting up with my transfer of funds. I got 2 of my breakers down, and then I'm just kind of clicking for credits, getting ready to run. And that is the turn that I don't run. And on the turn that I don't run, my opponent does a petty cache in archives, which is like, that's no way for me to deal with that unless I run every turn. So not only do they gain 2 credits, they have now 4 clicks. So they can obviously do install, advance, advance, advance. And they do that. But on top of that, they also play a second fast advance card, which I love it when they play 2 events in the same turn or 2 operations, because that puts them further from doing Nebula on a later turn. The problem is the card they play is touch-ups. And I don't think I respect this because I don't know how you're meant to play around this to some extent. Because they installed and scored out a 3/1. They scored out Superconducting Hub and played touch-ups. And so all of the setup that I was trying to do, which was set up with a jailbreak and set up with a transfer of wealth, I lost those cards. So suddenly I'm behind on tempo because my opponent fast advanced out for 1 credit. This is what I don't understand. What am I meant to do about this? I'm holding my events and I'm planning for the future, but I should play in a way that I don't hold my events and I don't plan for the future, because I can't hold my events and plan for the future because this card does everything. I kind of wish this card that the advancements were attached to the cards you removed. If you whiffed the call, you didn't get the advancements. That kind of is an intuitive read of this card. Turns out that's not the case and it doesn't matter. But sitting there across from a Nebula that I have to run every single turn, and then I lose my events that I'm setting up to run the following turn, puts me so far behind, and I don't know what I'm meant to do about that. I start tilting a bit, and I decide at this point I can run HQ. So I'm like, I have to run. They have, very importantly, a Superconducting Hub was scored out, and I'm kind of like happy about that because it doesn't do that much. It's only a 1-pointer, and not only was a petty cache used on this, but a touch-up was used on this. So like that feels like kind of an overcommittal. And so now I'm thinking, okay, well now they have to score 3 3/2s, and that's a fair bit of work. So that's fine. I can play a bit slower, as much as I lost my cool power pieces I'm setting up, but at least I can play a bit slower. I end up running HQ, and I can barely run into HQ. I run the HQ. It's a boomy. I'm still face checking. I'm okay taking a net damage and the tag off of the what's it called, the Doom Scroll, and a boomy is rest, and I can click through it. I decide that if I want to click through all of this, I'll just take the core damage. I don't care. So I click through the trash installed program. So there's 2 3-cost sentries, or 3 strength sentries in a row, also 3-cost sentries, and that's kind of cute because I am running, my breaker is Carmen, and Carmen really sucks into boomy. It really sucks into Doom Scroll, but I don't mind so much because not only do I have Leech, I have Game Dragon. So my Carmen will be a 3-strength Carmen, and it retains a strength, not that that matters. So going through 2 3-strength code gates will cost me 3 to 4 credits. Running HQ for 4 credits is still kind of expensive, but I get my Zaya back, I get my Dawkins Pass back, you get your Penny Shaver back, you can make it make sense. And then I access HQ, and it's a public trail. And then of course, at the end of that run, I have 8 credits, but now I'm realizing, oh, this is what this deck is going to be. I have to constantly run servers every single turn, otherwise they threaten fast advance. And if I do run, I have to be able to afford 8 credits, otherwise I'll lose my breaker. And so I end my turn on 8 credits, Public Trail gets played, which flips Nebula, so I still have to run next turn. And either I can play 8 credits or I can lose my Carmen, assuming they have the Retribution, which they didn't draw that many cards. So I'm like, okay, if they have the Retribution, so be it. And they have the Retribution and I lose my first Carmen. It's not game losing because I have a second Carmen and 3 mutual favors, so that's okay. But the second Carmen's really important. But now the game is I have to constantly run centrals every single turn or they will fast advance out, while also being able to pay 8 credits or I lose my breakers. And eventually if I lose my 2 cleavers or my code gate breaker, I'll probably be locked out of the game. So that's already really difficult. Like getting in barely to keep them flipped, that's one thing. Getting in while always having an 8 credit overhead or you lose your breakers and crush out the game, that is very hard. I honestly think that this sort of deck, this sort of archetype in standard might make some amount of sense, where you just say Public Trail to Retribution, and if you catch out a criminal and you trash their 1 breaker, some criminals are playing 2 breakers, that's okay. Like that's really strong. Toronto's saying I think letting them FA out is okay. And I also thought that. I thought that's okay. They scored 1 point. They've spent a couple fast advance pieces, so I'm going to take a couple turns to set up. I think in hindsight, it probably should have paid 8 for the Public Trail. That obviously puts me back a fair bit. But not only do I not have to reinstall the Carmen, which costs 3 to 5 credits, I also don't have to remove the tag. And removing the tag functionally costs about 3 credits. So I think overall, actually paying for the Public Trail was probably better. At that point, maybe not, because it doesn't actually force your opponent to play the Retribution. But now I have no killer. My opponent spent only 3 credits because they get $1 back. Actually, they spend 4 because of Retribution, and they're still flipped. So then I think I'm going to sit back. Because at the end of the day, they need to draw really well to get their 3-2s and to score out. And so I can set up, I can get my new breakers and they can go in. I'm so wrong about figuring out what the board state can do. I thought it's going to be expensive. It's going to be slow. They have to draw well. I don't understand this. Why is it that you can play Nebula and you can nano management and score a 4-2 from hand, let alone it costs you 1 credit? So on the following turn, Off-World Office gets scored from the hand from a nano management for 1 credit. Now they're on 3 points. I functionally can lose in 2 turns. I do not understand how there's a corporation identity that can use nano management to score at a 4-2, and the 4-2 in the format scores out for free. Functionally free. Every agenda was scored out for like 1 credit. And it's fast events from HQ. No remote server was made besides Spin Doctor and playing public plazas, which I'm not convinced you need to do. And then the game continues to go like that, where I'm realizing I actually can't go that slow. Eventually, I decide to like really send it. I get my breakers back. I lose more breakers. I get Retribution 4 times. At some point, I decide to go tag me and just try and close the game out. I get retributed, and eventually it's ping, and I'm locked out. I do think I had a chance in that game. On one of my last turns, the HQ was like boomy into what's it called, into Doom Scroll, which I do make 1 good run finally, losing 3 net damage, and I play a jailbreak. I click through all the core damage. I think I take 4 damage on that run, and I see 2 cards. I did whiff. There was enough points to win on there, but it was a 7-card hand because you've scored at this point 2 superconducting hubs. But I do lose all my breakers. At some point, Spin Doctor gets used back to shuffle in 2 retributions. Again, the player I'm playing against is lovely. This is not attack against the player. I think that's probably a really strong archetype because currently playing Corporation, I thought Corporation would be terrible in Core. I think we had rounds where only Corporations won. Not that we're super experienced at Core, but the sort of game plan of just sitting back, I'm going to fast advance for 1 credit. You have to run every turn. And if you run, I'm going to Public Trail to Retribution your breakers. It's just the worst. It is literally the worst. I do not understand Nebula. I will soapbox this for so long. I can't stand it. It tilts me so hard. They need you to be running every single turn while having 8 credits or you get locked out of the game. And they're scoring out their agendas for 1 credit from hand. I don't understand it. I do not get it. I genuinely hate it. It is getting me so tilted. It's really hard. Maybe the problem here is that the belief that core Corp decks are all fair ice and agendas. I think so. And this is why I thought this was the best, because it was the least fair ice and agendas. It was like fast advance and lockout. And like at the end of the day, like I think I had a chance. What I need to play in this matchup is Maintenance Axis. I do think my D-Res card was really bad, but Maintenance Axis was really good on the day. I do think Maintenance Axis actually was like very, very powerful. I only played against Zaya's. And because of the way that Core feels like right now, it was basically by turn 2 in every Zaya matchup, someone drops Docklands Pass and Maintenance Axis is you. And by turn 2, it's like basically playing against Mercury in Standard. You always lose 2 points on turn 2 because of Maintenance Axis. And I don't think there's much you can do about it. Every single game that I played was like largely punctuated by the fact that the runner played a Maintenance Axis on turn 2, saw 2 cards, usually with Zaya and Docklands Pass, and I'm down 2 points and I lose my first agenda that I'm going to jam. It's really different now because you have to respect transfer. So it's not, I can just put my agenda straight in the remote server. I need to get ice on HQ at a minimum, and then you have to get ice on the remote server and afford to res that. And that was actually really difficult. Maybe in the format, I'm underselling things like, what's it called? The little cheap one, the Kessleroid, which like, I think everyone I was playing against was playing Cleaver. Actually, no, that's not the case. Diogen was not playing Cleaver. But like, maybe I just need a cheap end to run. I don't totally get it. Isn't maintenance really good in Zaya? It is. I couldn't find slots for it, but in maintenance, it seems really good. The way that I was looking at it is like, I'll have enough breakers by the mid to game when I get my Dawkins pass down that I can just probably run HQ. But this like very much felt like the Mercury thing, where it's just like, oh, I'm by turn 2, I'm going to see 2 out of 4 to 5 cards, and you almost always have an agenda on turn 2, so it'll probably convert. And that is exactly what happened in every single game. I won 1 Corp game. I played Zwicky. This is like the funny thing about Zwicky, and this is like, I don't know what to say about this. Explaining my deck list. Sorry, Diogen. Cores seem kind of balanced to me. Corps are maybe a bit weaker, but maybe like 45-55. The one thing that was getting me is, so in my last game against Diogen was playing Zaya and was like really in on like, what's it called? The one about getting a job. Side hustle. And so it's like, I do my turn. My turn is install an ice, put a card behind the ice, click for a credit. That's my turn, right? If I'm lucky, I play an operation. I say, play an operation, a transaction. I draw a card. I install a card. I click for a credit. And then it passes over to your opponent. Opponent, start a turn. They get credits off of their open markets. Then they're going to run archives with red team. They get 3 credits from red team. They put a leech counter. They put 2 credits on their side hustle. Then they get the leech counter. Then they access. Then they run HQ. 2 credits go on a side hustle. A side hustle pops. They get 6 credits and they draw a card. They use their leech on their breaker to break through this. They get a penny shaver credit. They use Zaya. They see 2 cards with jailbreak. They draw a card. Like the amount that I'm doing on my turns versus the amount of things the runner's doing is kind of comical. It was such a funny difference. I think the game I played against Diogen, I played the game for about 10 minutes. Diogen played for 30 minutes. And it's just because the runner decks are so much more interesting and kind of fun, where it's like, oh, there's a lot of things that do things. Like every single run triggered 4, runner abilities like side hustle, red team, penny shaver, leech, Zaya. You play your jailbreak, you fire your docklands, you do your maintenance access. Like everything is firing like 4 or 5 things. And that probably felt good because I was getting stomped. And on the corporation, it was just like install a card, click for 2 credits. And like, I don't know what to say about that, but corporation was not exciting to play, but I do think my deck was like leaning on things like Plutus and hoping I draw well, which is probably not like a winning line. Do games go like 10 plus turns in core? Is the space slower? I don't know. I do think none of the games are super fast. Actually, that's not true. The second game I played against Bane, it was really fast. She was also playing Zwicky, and then they got a BOAC res in a remote server, and the game was over in like 2 turns. It was a BOAC on the remote server. And so for me to break BOAC, I have to get my Carmen, put my Carmen on the table, and then break BOAC for 7. And I do believe that they were also playing Managarm, but that was like not possible for me to do. So they got away with it really well. It was like they scored out their 2-1 on turn 1 green mail or turn 2. Then they got a BOAC in their remote server. They put their first agenda behind it, scored the first agenda. And then they got the second agenda, which was an off-world office. Seamless launched it. And then immediately the third card was in there. And I think the game was like 4 or 5 turns. On the last turn, I ran R&D. I got through R&D, and so I can install my Carmen. And then on the top of R&D, I saw Seamless. And then I have to run the remote server and hope that I can get through with just my Cleaver and my Carmen. And it was a second BOAC. I can break the first BOAC, but I can't break the second BOAC. But she's down to 2 credits. I saw the top of the deck was a Seamless, and she sees a Seamless and scores at the 3-2. But that also felt like I didn't have a lot of ways to interact. It was just like, oh, it was a BOAC on the remote server as soon as turn 2, and getting your Carmen down and breaking it for 7. I spent too much time like red teaming archives to get leech counters and stuff like that. Like it was just like I could not break a single BOAC in the game, and so the game was over because it was just like jam an agenda, Seamless, jam an agenda, Seamless. And that also didn't feel super interesting. Does some of the cores have any reasonable way to through BOAC? I think the best case is Botulus and then hope not for a purge, but you just basically want to get your leeches down, right? Like no killer, I think in the format breaks BOAC well. And when the BOAC gets rezzed for functionally free, draw a card in Zwicky, you just have to keep dealing with the BOAC. It's the best thing you can do is just jam behind a BOAC every turn and hope for the best. The thing is like all the criminal decks are running like, Docklands Pass, 2 of, they're all running, what's it called? They're running Jailbreak. And so all that sort of stuff plays a fair bit different. Like the amount of explosive pressure runners give is different than standard, in which all they're running is like, Wake and Planet and Twinning, and those take a bit more time. So it's like, it kind of feels like you're constantly playing against the Mercury pressure on centrals, but then you also have to like figure out how to push in a remote server while dodging transfer. It's really tricky. My solution for big expensive ice was just play Dow and move that shit away. Yeah, there was a couple Dows at the event, and I think Dow did all right. Surprised Boomy isn't seeing more play in Wayland for just saving BOX from Botulus. Karek, I think in core that's probably something that's worth doing. I think Boomy is actually just good because 3 strength ice is really good. There's a couple Trojans, like people are playing Chromatophores. Not a lot of people are playing Anarch. I'm pretty sure the winner of the tournament, Roberto, played Ryu, and Ryu fired literally 0 times the event. There's multiple games that Ryu fired no times. I honestly don't understand what Ryu is doing in Elevation because there's like literally 0 cards in the format that fire Ryu besides hoping that the corporation is playing, you know, the sort of ice that I was talking about, like Doom Scroll. And I guess you can let a BOX up fire. You probably shouldn't, but like that was weird. But yeah, it was, I totally did terribly. And I do think I was in a bad mood on the first game. And from there, this one runner game win was a bye functionally. I did awfully. I think I'm struggling to figure out what I'm meant to be doing, but I did not have a good time. And I don't know if that's the format's fault. It's obviously very different than anything else I'm used to. And I'm like misevaluating things constantly, but like, yeah, you get ran down by the early like maintenance access. That feels pretty bad. And then, I have to score a 4-2 in a remote server and I'm only playing 2 seamlesses. Like it's really kind of hard. Really lucky draw for me that game. Oh yeah, good game, Bane. Dow felt great. Yeah, it was really, really perfect draw. What was really funny, so I ended up doing a shred into the remote server, and I thought the remote server would either be a BOAC, or this was before it was rezzed, or a Pharos, and I wanted to shred because it was in my hand and 1 credit felt fine. And very funny, I don't think Bane, they knew exactly how the shred worked, so she was like, I'm going to discard these 2 cards, and technically I think revealed them. It was, I'm pretty sure it was a Pharos and a, you know, a petty cash, which like, that's fine, you can discard that all you want. And I'm like, no, please don't. No, I have to discard them randomly. And then she's like, oh, okay, and shuffles the hand. And then I grabbed 2 cards from the 4-card hand. And it was exactly the same cards, which is perfect. Otherwise, you feel kind of bad about that. But yeah, the shred was like, I'd never played against something with a lot of, actually, that had 2 cards on the remote server. It wasn't that bad. Do you feel core are going to slot more humanoid or to handle the lack of drawing option? I think so. I think humanoid is better than I thought it was, Jolin. I think just drawing cards as the corporation is hard. And that was the big issue. Like when I talk about the runner doing like 17 like paid abilities across 4 clicks and I'm doing like 1, is that if you have more card draw, you have more options so you can go a bit faster. I think the things that I would try like don't sound very healthy. Like I think the like don't ever build a remote server, nano management 2x, retribution 3x, nebula probably slaps. And that's unfortunate because I think it is just like the really such a cursed play pattern. It is awful. I honestly think 3 nano management HB, PD is probably fine. And you just nano management all your 3 2s out, your 3 1s back. And every time you do it, you bring back a nano management. Like that also might just be fine as long as you have the economy to do it. It's just kind of tricky. Like, I don't know. You flood up. If you don't draw your spin doctor, you're not doing much, but you don't draw very quickly. Some early games where you just draw 2 agendas in your LEO deck in your opening hand, like that's really bad because LEO, just like you saw maybe on Tuesday, you need a lot of ice to keep that going and you just don't have it. Precognition moment. Having Sansan I can't deal with permanently is just tough. Yeah, I clearly don't like Nebula. That's hard to deal with. Roberto had wins on Rio with 0 Rio fires. Yes. Yeah, Rio fired 0 times, which like, I don't know what Rio is meant to do in core. So it's just the Anarch card pool was fine enough, it seems. Corp's never had that much in the way of triggers, though. It sounds like just a shift from runner cards that you click for abilities, like Liberated to clickless econ casts like. Well, they were all interaction-based cards, I guess, besides open market. But it's weird. Watch this as your BOAC tool for startup outside of Ari. Yeah, I think that's what it is in core too. Fast advance is modernly considered to be within NBN's identity. Yeah, but classically that sort of fast advance worked a bit differently. Like, you could trash the Sands, that's for sure. Astro is a bit cursed, but I don't think anyone wants Astro. The thing is, like, those decks built remote servers to some extent. Like, you could interact with their table. This is just like Centrals and Hope. I don't know. Does require specific hand operation in previous turn at least 8 credits on hand? Yeah, that's not hard because your operations give you credits. I really don't think it's that hard. And they're not running any ice that costs more than 5 credits. Nano Management Remoteless HB is a deck in startup, but it depends heavily on scoring Oracle Think Tank and then YDLing for funds. Oh, you mean, yeah, superconducting, yeah. Hold on, I want to Astro. 3 1s is all blurred together in my mind. Yeah, the superconducting hub seemed fine. Yeah, I did technically have a chance to win the game. I was accessing. It was really funny. Is like Eddie, who was playing the Corp, fanned his hand out, and I grabbed the first card of 2 because I'm playing Jailbreak, and I steal 2 pointers. I'm like, oh wow, I have a shot because I'm on like 5 points. And then he looks at his hand. He's like, no, there's no more agendas in there, and puts his hand back. I'm like, you must be lying. I access another card. It's not an agenda. At the end of the game, he's like, yeah, there's an agenda in there. So he was a bit sweating, but I had to get really lucky. I had to see like it was a 6-card hand maybe, and I had to hit exactly both agendas to have a chance. I'm happy Hub is seeing play, but unhappy it's a Nebula. Yeah, maybe it does something in YDL if you're playing what's it called, Startup, but I don't know. Did not have a good time. People were nice. It was great to see everyone, but like the Netrunner games I played were not great. I think a lot of that is my fault. But I think I learned something about the format. I think the criminals play somewhat differently, and I think I might just have to ignore centrals and just say if they don't drop a conduit, there's no point icing centrals, because at the end of the day, icing centrals is just a credit trade. Unless you're like really winning, I'm not convinced you should put any ice on centrals. This is the conversation I had with Diogen. Diogen's like, why didn't you put more ice on HQ? And it's like, it doesn't matter. You have 15 credits. You have 8 credits on your penny shaver. If I make the HQ run cost 2 more credits, it has like no impact on the game once you're in the mid game and like the leeches and the game dragon is set up. Like I need to have every ice on their remote server and just hope that I can keep jamming cards in the remote server and that you run enough of them that you run out of money, because otherwise like running centrals is functionally free. Like it falls apart. It falls apart really, really bad in some ways. Anywho, I don't know. Definitely play more core. We might play more core with Patrick next week. I'm not sure what we're doing, but Patrick will be here on Thursday playing some more in-person Netrunner. That was my core report. It was weird. I probably was it's not great on my part. All right. A lot of people came out. People came out for the first tournament too. We had I'm not sure how many plays we had. We had a couple players. We had a dozen players on Tuesday night. Not too bad whatsoever. I think my SOS is also, yeah, it's not very good. Cool. Oh, this weekend, mind you, we've shouted that out before. We're going to be doing some casting for New York City, Megacity. This will be streamed. I'm not 100% sure where. I'll include the link in the description as soon as I know. I might be on Null Signal Games' channel, but Kato is sorting that out. But this is in New York City. If you're in Brooklyn, this event is going to be killer, and it's all going to be live streamed both days. I'll be doing casting on Saturday, so jump on in. It's going to be fun if you're in the area. And if not, you can watch. It'll be a good time. Kato does fantastic streams, for sure. All right. Let's play some Epiphany. Oh, Pravdivos Consulting. I got the names backwards. The title of this stream is a Pravdivos Consulting thing. It's meant to be an Epiphany thing. Oh, man. Will it be killer stream because of all the Kill Corp decks? Yeah. Old meta, everyone dies. Let's go, Brooklyn. You ready for the weekend? Collection, standard, build. More core sounds like fun. Yeah, building core is like really, really, really fun. The fact that you can put your, like, we need to do a better job, but like put all the cards on the table, all mine are in clear sleeves, and build decks on the spot. I think that's really interesting, and it's super approachable. Heck yeah, ready for the weekend. All right, let's play some Epiphany. 45-15. I've seen none of this in the new meta, and my guess is that it's better than it looks. I think there's a couple things you can do here. Obviously, you have the power cards of Holloman, which is a really powerful card. Back in the day when we had Bologna, we were fast advancing super, super aggressively with this. I think the asset tech has slightly died down. You're still going to have some issues if you don't ice up centrals. That's not a great spot to be against like Sable. Azimat does show up in the Shaper decks, but I feel like we're seeing less Fencer Fuenos is my hope. But this ability, if they trash your cards, that pushes you forward. So I don't think we're going to go for a kill line. I think we're going to go for tag punishment. I think there are some kill versions of the deck that can maybe convert, but we can play a bit of Oppo, we can play a bit of shipment from the Disabers, we can try an IP enforcement, but we're mostly going to have cards on the table, wage workers, ways to get more advancements, and just try and close the game out relatively quickly. So if you don't know what this does, 45-15, first time the runner steals or trashes, you get a power counter, kind of like Auko, and then you can spend that click to look at the top 3 and install one of those cards. Funny how that's very different than Auko, but it is functionally Auko. It's Auko, but worse. Are you playing the new agenda stealing op with Holloman? New agenda stealing op. IP? Yeah, maybe. I think we'll try it, but I don't think you can play more than one. Note there were more Corp wins than runner wins at the events. I now feel the core is balanced. I want to go that far because I honestly don't know. But yeah, the Corp was doing way better than I thought it would. I thought it'd be run over by runner, but being run over by runner was just apparent in my games as the corporation, not everyone's games. But yeah, Corp did okay. Certain rounds Corp won every game, but small sample size and all that. All right, Stoke the Embers. We want to play this because if you don't install it, which we can install it, if you don't install it from HQ, so you can install it now only from the deck. We lost the one card in the format that installs this from the bin. Not true. We have Kakarembo. So in theory, you can Kakarembo Stoke the Embers, but I think you still need Holloman. It's not like you're playing Nebula, in which you can Kakarembo Stoke the Embers. Okay. It's Auko, but it doesn't say whenever. Oh yeah, you're right. It's first time. So it's 3 times worse. I have not realized how close this is to Auko. This is so much worse than Auko. Did they just copy the homework and do it better somehow? Imagine Epiphany burned 2 counters at the start of turn and ability clicklessly. Yeah, clicklessly. It doesn't install cards, but drawing card. Okay, whatever. 16 wins on the Corp, say 14 for the runners. I would say that's even. I don't think that's that big of a difference. Okay, so we're going to be playing embeddeds, I'm pretty sure. This takes us to 14. 5-3s are kind of hard to score. So we can do like the sort of weird 10 agenda suite where we run only 2-pointers. And then you can maybe like even that out by playing a backroom machinations if you're only playing the 2-pointers. It is totally worth noting that the 5-3s are really, really good. Next big thing is kind of good. It's very, very good in NBN. And it sets up YDLs and all this other stuff. But I'm not sure how many operations you want to play. Because I think a big thing about Epiphany is you don't want to play too many operations. Because Epiphany operations, it gums up the top of your deck. And Epiphany only installs cards. It doesn't draw or play them. Played so much Epiphany last year. No wonder all I play is egg now. Yeah. I saw your egg deck, like the seamless egg deck. Imagine Shateki being good at copying things. That's very funny. It is very funny. So we could try just the 4-2 package and like play remastered for a bit of like more fast advance. I think that could work. The issue here is we have to score at 4 agendas because we don't have a Beal like anymore. This is just has some weird text on it. I'm struggling to find NBN playable at all. What am I missing? No, I don't think you're wrong about that. I think Nebula is like really powerful. Maybe in some metas more than others, but yeah, and obviously NBN's not doing a lot in the meta right now. All right, let's jam some asses. I think someone actually posted an Epiphany list, which is why I was thinking about this. I just want to show what they're doing. So hold on. We'll do popular. NBT, not NBN. Oh, okay. I don't know. So this list is running B1001, which I like. This is doing, yeah, the full, off-world. Yeah, right. We can play off-world. This is running the 4-2 package, which is, yeah, exactly why they're running a back room, which I guess you can do that. I don't know how consistently we're tagging people. There's only a single oppo and a single public trail. Maybe that's enough that one turn you do public into back room just to get the 7th point. But we could save some slots by playing next big thing and then run fewer agendas and then still have the threat to hollow them out. That's my guess. Powers, I think, is necessary. Wage Workers is great. Prototype, I'm not a huge fan of. Let alone the other one, Warm Reception, because I think they should just trash this. I don't know how much ice we have to protect the prototype, but the prototype package, I feel like Reception might be more powerful. I can't tell. But this is an annoying card that was like kind of the core to a lot of NBN asset decks for a while. I don't score next big thing. It's just there to scare the runner. Yeah. Yeah, we'll try 2 next big things and see what happens. Straighting Nebula for Bologna on the table, I wouldn't say I'd hope for it, but I could see Bologna coming back in some world. All right, so we need to play cards that are considered must trash, because if your opponent doesn't trash your stuff, you don't have text. Is there a janky word where you play FUD in Epiphany? I think what we've learned from playing like poetry is if you just put FUD in the deck, it makes it kind of powerful. The problem is like, I don't know if we have a win con that works with FUD. And if we do, we probably just play like the Prov Devos deck that EA Sports played that's running touch-ups and like end of the line. And then your deck doesn't need FUD at all. But I that's what we did. We played a poetry deck that was like not very good, but we spent 8 fluence on FUT, and then everyone like tilts around FUT, where their whole game plan is how do they deal with FUT, and then they don't want to check the table, and then things get kind of interesting. So I could see it. It's just like I don't know how we make FUT part of our win con unless we're playing end of line. Yeah, Vera too. Yeah, Vera also kind of works, and I think there was one Vera in the Prov Devos list as much as it wasn't firing at all. But I do think you need to kill to be part of your list to be worth it. I guess in poetry it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe if you run measured response too. I think the real challenge here is not slotting false lead. I don't think we need to slot false lead because I think if we false lead the opponent, it doesn't actually do that much for us. All right, Spin Doctors. Public access plazas. I mean, they probably don't trash them. Maybe that's fine. I'll play 2. Gaslight, we can always play 1 if we want to get a combo piece if we need to. Federal fundraising is necessary. It sets up the top of the deck, so we have information. Balance coverage is also pretty good because it works. It's also a huge econ card. I don't know if I like 3 of them, but it's another card that interacts with the information on the top of the deck, which is good. And it's oh, you don't draw with this? Yeah, right, of course. If you want to play check us for like tags, you can do it. I don't know what else we want to play here. Like you could play tiered sub. It kind of feels like public access plazas tiered sub. Big Vera, that's fine. Step 1. What is our win con? Step 2, build deck. We got to do step 1. Step 1 is to hollow man as aggressively as possible. And while I think doing a bit of oppo and then oppoing for what's it called? The shipment full of disappears. How's it going, Ian? I think we're going to be playing kind of vibes based. Like I don't think we're going to have a really strong step 1, which is going to be a problem for sure, but I think we're going to learn how Epiphany feels. Yeah. Don't make me feel worse about this. How to keep your hollow man from being trashed? You might sneak one on the table once. I think that's it. I think we put it behind annoying ice. Like I like the 2 B1001s because they probably have to be traded for no matter what. You don't res, they res for 3. And then you res pings and fun houses. And then they have to run that server like twice as much as you do take 1 tag off. Like that's probably worth something. I'm hoping that we're just like put enough things on the table, but I'm just, maybe it will overwhelm players who are not ready for that. And then we just like oppo for like annoyance. I don't feel good about it. I'll be honest. We'll play 2 powers. We can play 2 regolith, I guess, if we need money. I want to play some of the HB stuff that pushes us forward. So where are we at? Wage workers seems good. We can never answer 4 2s. We can triple install. We can do some draws. Hey, Leapar. I like Charlotte for spare advancement counters and econ. I wonder if we would rather run Fidiciburst Grid, right? Wagey, Cuckies, Funhouse, Blal, Makoto, Langit, Oppo, Plano, IDNO, Trust Up. Yuck. I mean, yeah, you have just regurgitated the deck. I do think like Makoto Langit is going to be something. Why not Otto instead of Wage Workers? Oh, interesting. Isn't Otto like 3 influence? Yeah, that's why. I think Otto is just bad. Like, I'll be honest. I just don't like Otto. I don't think it does much. In theory, you're right. They have to trash it. So we could try Otto like Makoto Otto. Like maybe that's something. We can try 3 Makotas to make our stuff harder to trash. Like maybe that's a game plan. I doubt it. The Epiphany deck I run uses a lot less ice. I think we're going to be on like 9 ice. Wage with Epiphany feels anti-synergistic. Well, you don't want to hit this button 3 times? Play 3 Ares, no one will check. If this deck could play the HB one, we would play it. Wage Workers reminds us of Jeeves, thus it makes us feel safe. It's 4 to trash, right? Isn't that good enough? What else could we ask for? I want to play more of this card. I don't think it's a 3 up in the list, but it is like a fine card. Yeah, Otto might be worth something. We'll try it. We need to ice this stuff up. So what ice are we playing? So we'll do neutral and NBN. I wonder if this list actually runs Lamplighter. My guess is maybe. Maybe we'll run Lamplighter. So we're definitely playing pings. I think we're playing funhouses. I don't know if we can afford all the funhouses in the world, but it is an annoying code gate. Maybe we want to play 1 or 2 Messneys because it's good and we want to care about extra advancements. Sentries is probably the Doom Scroll, I guess. Will you run Oppo? Yeah, we'll run Oppo and have a bit of tag punishment. We'll probably run like 2 shipment from the Discibursks, and then we'll run 1 copy of IP enforcement. That's my guess. Otto's bad, but does force a trash once it's out. Doubt it does much else. Yeah, I think they can just let it score out though. Like, does it really matter when your NBN deck scores out of 4-2? Like, I can't tell. Probably not. Lamplighter's goated. Of course, he played in this deck. It does assets and tags. I'm not convinced. I have not played Lamplighter in a single deck, so this will be the deck. Like, Lamplighter Auto, is that good? I don't think we need the Gaslight. Ping, Funhouse, Lamplighter. I like the Doom Scroll. You can also play F2P, which is like slight tag tech. You could play Sarievna, which I don't think we care about the card advantage. Vasilis, I don't think we care about. Scoring 4-2 is good when that 4-2 is remastered. Oh, you're not going to want to look at the deck list at this point. Don't worry about that. Lamplighters for his decks that want to ice assets. I think we do. We'll like ice up a powers, right? Like, what about we play more agendas? Like, we play more 1-2s because it fires Epiphany and then it fires powers that be more consistently. Like, our 1-2 draws a card, right? I'd rather play top down than Otto here, but that's a different role. Yeah, that's a different role. But I could see top down being very good to put cards on the table. Hopefully we step 1 soon. Just don't hold your breath. We could try some Doom Scrolls, I guess. Our assets cost like 2 to trash. They need to be iced. Yes, I think they do. At least some of them do. The auto campaign needs to be iced. That's for sure. You can't really ice the federal. You can ice the balanced all you want. How about king making and post-truth dividends? I'm not sure what we're going to do with king making. Post-truth is like a cool 2-1. The thing is, like, why would I play king making when I can play Nebula and score this out from hand with a nano management? God, I hate Nebula. Okay, what are we playing? Operations. All their money's on the table, so I think we have to go to 3 Reggies. We'll do 2 Oppos? 2 shipments? 1 IP enforcement for the lull? I want an IP enforcement as Stoke so bad. Where econ? No, it's right here. It's right here. And it's right there. And it's here. It's all on the table. Don't worry, they won't interact with it because of our ability or something. Maze, Ganked, Makoto, Holloman, Vladgrid. Vladgrid's not awful. Okay, so money's bad, but I don't think we fixed that with operations. What cards in this list are we excited to play? I think Epiphany's going to be fun. I think Stoke is going to be fun. I'm cool trying out auto campaign. I think powers will like make us happy. I could see us cutting the wage workers and then playing. This was really good back in the day, but playing cohort. I think cohort on top of our Makoto Langi is really, really good. We got away with murder when we played cohort back in the day, but we had restore. Like our agendas and archives was actually like a win con. I'd rather have Nico. Yeah, me too. But I think we're going to try out Otto. I think Nico's just a better card. But then maybe we'd just play Antil. I can't tell. Maybe this is good. Maybe we play 3 cohort and like we build a really bad Alco. Like people are being very critical about this list and rightfully they should. No hedge. You don't have to play hedge in acid decks. It's not super common, especially because like you want to watch out how many operations you're playing so you don't just like brick your Epiphany. But no hedge in Epiphany deck I don't think is like that sacrilegious. So if this is our opening hand, yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? YDL with all the card draw could be good. I don't honestly think we have card draw. Like, I think the only card draw we have is Spin Doctor. I would argue that we have no card draw. Right? Like, cohort's not card draw, it's just cycle. It's not card advantage. It's nice with, like, I do think YDL is always worth considering, especially with next big thing. Right? Like, next big thing into YDL just kind of messes the game up and turns the oppos on very, very quickly. Yeah, NBT YDL, yeah. YDL, I think next big thing with the YDL is probably just good enough. This only protects assets, right? Yeah, not your hollow men. So let's cut the plazas. Let's add like 2 YDLs and then cut, I don't know, like 3 cards. I didn't cut cards. I moved cards around. Two more cards. Is 1 shipment enough? Probably not. Our idea is tech card draw. Yeah, but it doesn't put them in your hand, so it doesn't draw. Hologen Land, Logjam, Glacier do it. I mean, we have 3 influence. I haven't seen anyone do it, but like, I think we're hoping that the deck doesn't exist. This looks awful. What did someone else do? Drafter's good. I actually like Drafter a lot. Ooh, Drafter's really, really cool. Yeah, I could see Drafter doing work. 2 powers that be is like hoping that we're going to score out, which I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I think we're getting somewhere. I really want to play this. What are we getting on that we're so happy? Like, what is going to make us happy to have this? Auto campaign. I think our deck is just an auto campaign deck. We're all about that auto campaign. Yeah, that is a good foundation to really start pouring the cement on top of. Home grid? Tranquility? Maybe. I don't know if we're going to build a central server enough, like a central remote server. That's really confusing. That we're going to put enough things in it that'll push us forward. I could see this working. I'd rather have HR and do other stuff with influence. HR is probably not good with our operation pool. I would assume HR is actually really quite bad with our operation pool. Like, we probably get a comparable amount of value by just playing predictive planogram. I feel like bounce coverage should be public access or tiered. I think they're both better. So this is really cool because it interacts with the top of your deck, and I found that to be valuable. Right? Like, this is one of the few payoffs from knowing the top of your deck, which is kind of cool. Public access is just fine. It's easier to trash, but people probably won't trash it. But this card kind of draws some heat. But that's like the weird thing is like this and Federal work well together. This and Epiphany work well together. So I'm down to try it. Tiered sub isn't firing on turn 7 if you play Shaper. Yeah, yeah, that too. I guess we have to score the first points. But we do need big money because like Hollowman is really expensive. And we want to just always be able to threaten the Hollowman. The cool thing with Hollowman is you can protect it with Lamplighter because the Hollowman is the only thing we have to protect, right? So like, not the Makota protects Hollowman, but Hollowman Lamplighter is just perfect. HR plus top down. Yeah, but that's not going to be super consistent unless we like build fully around it. I'm okay to try this. This seems interesting. The cohort's actually sticking out for being kind of weird. Yeah, the cohort doesn't seem necessary here. So what do we pay? Like a Nico? What's a 2 influence card that's like an asset that's must trash? Kind of Nico. Yeah, Nico on top of Makota seems kind of fine. These YDLs are weird. Is there an asset draws cards? Like, should we play a Patrick Bailey? Anthill? Yeah. Yeah, the bud is slightly smaller, but it's a good card. Sometimes you want to draw cards. Sometimes it like, yeah, messes with your Epiphany. I could see that. That's like super interchangeable. Fundraising draws cards, otherwise HR. Yeah, you're right. Fundraising does draw cards. I always forget about that. I wonder how many Oppos we need. Yeah, Calvin. I'm thinking about Calvin. Calvin's one influence. Calvin's like okay. Very expensive to trash. I don't think anyone ever trashes this. And it just gives you a draw 2 button. Swap the YDL for tagging. I don't know. I think we need enough money. I think we're going to find out if 2 Oppos is or isn't enough. My guess is it's probably not enough. But the thing is, like, we don't actually have that much tag punishment. So the tagging is like going to be mid. We probably do like a punitive small to Oppo when we have it. So like we could just play a 3rd Oppo and see what happens. My guess is this 3rd Makota is probably not the play. I just want to try the Makota. I think 3 Makotas is absurd. Let's try something like, I like the 1B. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 ice. That's a lot of ice. It's probably fine though. Just cut 1 card, Andre. We can try it. We'll learn something quickly. Does the new Market Forces play one of those for fun? I don't know if that does anything. It's probably better than this, but this card's more fun. What do you do if the runner goes tag me? 1B 1001 is not enough punish tags. IP enforcement and shipment. But they won't know that. Log off of jnet, Antoine. Hopefully they don't know that. Just cut a card, Andre. I'll cut a balanced whatever. I'll cut him. I want to play this card. Cut 1 Makota. It's probably right. I just want to find this card consistently to figure out what it does. Makota Epiphany. Okay, let's give it a shot. JNet. I can't believe I made this title assuming that Epiphany was called Proptivos Consulting. I can't believe I got that far. New Corp deck. I mean, you were allowed to do that, right? Just Makota. I don't think I've played Makota once so far this rotation. Hope for the best. I think we should call authorities on false advertising here. Uh-oh, Fenshin Keeling. This 100% is a Smurf. Stable, okay. That's probably going to be bad. This hand, it's ass. This hand is the same hand, but worse. No, it's fine. It's not better, though. Good luck, have fun. It's very lackluster. I don't know if that's a joke or lackluster. Okay. So we can do draw YDL, Ice HQ. Okay, we'll put that behind a Lamplighter next turn. Icing up Centrals is really good against Sable. Like, I would put a Lamplighter on R&D. I don't think we care that much. R&D mark? Bummer. Yeah, this is 100% a Smurf. If someone's coming in here to stomp the Epiphany deck we made in like 10 minutes, I don't know what you're proving. Like, this is what I don't get. Like, are we even proving anything? Isn't Lucy the #1 Keeling fan? I don't know. I don't think so. It's not me, Andre, I promise. Ian, I would consider it to be you very quickly. But like, if you're in chat, can't be in 2 places. I don't think you'd have a Ancient Keeling title, though. Another R&D mark. Really good. We're going to get a counter. I'm going to res this. Yeah, this is definitely Smurf. They're playing really fast. Pinchin Beeling. All right, Epiphany's online. We don't have Beal money. Drawing the Stoke the Embers is the worst. Like, playing cards to get this back into the deck seems kind of relevant. We have a little Oppo. They installed a no free lines. Like, we're already doing nothing. I just don't get it. Like, what are we proving here? Stoke. Makota Regolith. I think we just go for the Regolith. Stoke's on top of the deck, but like, that's our life right now. I think we're okay losing 2 points if they roll R&D mark again. Why do people smurf on Jaina? Not really sure the point. It's so that people don't know what they're testing, but also so like you can kind of dunk on a streamer for fun. But it's mostly so people don't know what you're testing if you're going to a tournament. I also smurf sometimes. Like, I'll be honest, I don't smurf against people I know, like intentionally, but it's like when I want to practice games quickly and I don't, want to be pleasant in chat and stuff. Just want to grind games quickly. I think step one is assume the runner doesn't run the cards we don't want them to run, trash the cards we do want them to trash. That's the hope. So the next card after this is a Makota. So the Makota would have done something here. Funny enough, like these Stokes are so bad in our hand. The Funhouse Stoke Advance is really funny. I think that's like what we do. The problem is like B1001 gets beaten by no free lunch if they play their cards right. I think I'm just gonna do it. Oh, oops. Makes sense, yeah. I don't know. Clean Getaway, R&D is the mark. They gain 5 credits. We don't know what this card is. No, this is a Makota. We know what this is. We should probably play some sort of operation that allows us to shuffle an HQ. Yeah, I know. It's like probably Sprint. That's also why Cohort was cool, but we used to have Restore. Let's see what they do here. Minescaping kind of works, but like then the top of your deck is a known quantity. Well, we have to res this for kind of obvious reasons. Minescaping Epiphany Holloman is score though. Is it? The way the runner eco bounces is hilarious. Well, we're not forcing them to spend any credits, and like they get clicklessly like 5 credits every turn. But we got points, baby. Choose a target for Stoke the Embers. We can put an advancement on something. Can we put it on ourselves? I wish we could get a power counter. It's not an installed card. No. So this was like most of an off-world office if you don't read the text. So we'll make our own data raven. Yeah, cool. Any 3-2? Okay, archives gain 5 credits for no clicks. That's cool. It's not cool. This card we don't know. We really need a Holloman. The problem is we also need a lot of money. Funhouse God's most powerful eyes against Jasminder. It's good. Okay, Revolver. You break this for 2, so it's only slightly cheaper. All right. I guess we just dig for this. We would love money. Balanced is money. Federal's Regulus is money. So the top of R&D is safe. I think we put this in server 3 for a minute and we just try and get money. Eventually they'll get into HQ and like either maybe they'll transfer us. Archives mark, that's something, but still like click those 2 credits every turn. Like this is kind of what it felt like to play cores, where your corporation is like installing a card a turn and then they're doing like 17 different triggers, have 5 clicks. Yeah, there we go. Like I think this is why people play Outco. Yeah, they're playing really fast. They're an experienced player for sure. My Fab Stoke moments is cuckooing out of Archives to FA Nebula. Yeah, and advanced best on score for sure. Okay, so the Regulus is trashed. They're down to 11 credits. I think we need to ice up R&D. The balanced coverage behind the Lamplighter, they probably just let it go. We haven't seen a Holloman yet. What's the next card on top of R&D? It's a Federal, okay. The ping on HQ is going to be obviously the issue. We have our ability here. They trash us for 3. Is it that bad? They know what this is, so if we put it behind the Lamplighter or on the table, they probably won't check. We know the next card is an asset, so this is like free real estate. We'll just put this in server 1. It makes HQ easier to run, though. That probably isn't the play. We've seen 2 agendas and 15 cards, so they assume there's a 3rd agenda in HQ here. We're just waiting for the 20 to come down. They probably don't pop their no free lunch until we do something. Oh, this could be really bad for us. We'll just res our balance. It's a 1 and 3 here. That's pretty game defining. Woof. Okay. Oh boy. With the Coda, they trash for 5. Yeah, but then we put too many eggs in the same basket. Oh, second reprise. That's really funny. Okay. Can we concede now? Like, I don't understand why we're doing this. Like, this is just a waste of everyone's time, isn't it? Like, yeah, we're not going to beat tier 1 Sable. I'm sorry. Is that, I guess we should just expect it for jnet. Maybe we should not be deck building. Maybe it's just like bangers only until the meta changes. Like, I don't get it. I can hit it 90%, but they hit a 1-3 in jnet. Please explain. Well, you see, there's only so much luck on jnet on any given night. And because you didn't have any, now other people will have more. I'm not too worried about Hermes. Hermes is not that bad. We'd be much worse off against Penny Shaver in this matchup. I guess we NBT here? Like, maybe Oppo does something, but if they run an Archives mark, they go up so many credits and they pop the no free lunch. Yeah, luck is usually 0-sum. The guy next to Indiana Jones is like having such a shit day. Yeah, let's just do this. It does something. Wow, that's bad. It's really quite bad. Like, what can we possibly do here? We can't res the ice on R&D. We have the Epiphany button. We haven't seen a spin yet. Holloman, like, can hopefully score out. The last Stoke would be the best case scenario, but then I think we lose the game on 4 points. We could do Makota Federal. That maybe is like a play. At least it makes us play the Federal or the Makota, which is like kind of fun. You do lose a bit of value on this because you can't actually res the Federal. So you lose the 2 recurring. This is R&D. I guess we have to res this. All right, how many reprises are they playing? So much for the Makota. It's worth it. We have to keep them off of the clickless 5 credits a turn. Oh, sorry, not 5 credits, 2 credits. All right, they're down to 1. Got them right where we want them. Now the transfers start happening, right? Let's go find some money. Funhouse, shipment, Makota. So we just want to be able to duck. So what's on top of the deck? Shipment? We need to figure out how to do a small oppo, or a big oppo would be better. We want to oppo that turn. Yeah, I don't think it does that much, right? Especially because they ran the Archives mark. They just clear all the tags. Oh boy. So we can trade 2 credits for their 2 credits. That seems really bad. Yeah, I'm just going to concede after this. This is fine. Yeah, my bad. Should have played Alco, I guess. I'm going to throw the towel in. Yeah, maybe they don't know what we're doing and they just want cue into a game. Like, maybe it's not, like, not necessarily malicious, but yeah, that feels awful. Like, I don't know what this is meant to do to me. It's like basically saying only play the good stuff, don't play anything else. Because playing anything else, like, just feels so bad. It just feels a waste of time. Come on, Andre, you got to put J CTM. We'll do one more. It's not good. Why are we doing this? Puts stick in own spike, in own wheels, gets upset at bike. 25 to 68? Well, yeah, but check out the clicks too. I think Sable had a 5-click turn just about every turn that game. Like, I don't know what we're meant to do. We didn't draw a single auto. I don't think that would have been worth anything. Like, the autos don't do anything at all. I think we should just retire the deck. We'll do one more and then just, like, net deck something and not care. Sorry if I'm crashing out. It feels bad. Fit into Mindscaping. But putting a card on top of the deck doesn't save anything, right? Unless you exactly have the setup where you want to play Mindscaping for negative credits. No, wait, you go up a credit, right? Like, I don't think what we need to add is another way to get out of a situation in which we have Mindscaping into a Hollow Man. Like, if that's the case, I think we just play Sprint, right? Nice water jug. It's a big one. I've had it for a long time. I think I used to have pickles. I only spilled it over entirely once. It's a lot of water. It's hard to spill over. Playing generously labeled tier 2 deck is good and fun and on brand for the stream. You're right in your groove. Yeah, I know, but then like playing against a Smurf who's playing like tier 1 is like just a waste of time. But again, they don't know we're playing, so I can't be too upset, I guess. You score the Epiphany 4-2 from hand though? I don't think you do. So like, okay, you need enough money. You need the Epiphany in hand. You need the Hollow Man on the table, not trashed. You need the Epiphany counter. And so if you do that, you put it on the top of the deck. Then second click, you put it on the table, gets advancement. Then you Hollow Man for 3. If all that happens, yeah. But then I think we should just Kakarembo. Actually, no, that doesn't work. You crest 2-2 in the title? I mean, maybe. We'll see how different this is. Maggie is maybe not as good as trashing stuff. Oh, 3 things on the table. Auto campaign turn 1. Let's go. I think I should just know, like, okay, we should just talk about something else in chat because this game is going to be over as soon as it starts. At least the Sable one for sure. Thanks, you too. Thanks, you too. Sun Commandment Kakarembo, though? Yeah, that's the play. But then just play Nebula, right? Just play Nebula. All right, so I don't think we care which of these get trashed. Having a Hollow Man on the table does mean something, but we need money for that to also mean something. We'll see what their start's like. Like, Azimut turn 1, I think we're kind of cooked. But if Maggie just wants to set up and install cards, like, ooh, that's expensive. We'll see. We'll see if Shaper just wants to set up. Accessing with 1 credit, installing this first. Like, there's not a lot you can trash on 1. So you generally want to run before you install your 4 credit card. Finished the Drowned City yet? No, I'm in this really awkward spot because we can't play with my I'm playing with my partner and my my brother-in-law. I'm also playing on my own where I'm playing in George Barnaby, and so I can't play with my solo game further than we're playing. We've just looped around to like with the Western Wall again. And then from that point, I think we're getting towards returning to the city without spoilers. I've actually enjoyed it. Especially when I'm playing solo, I've enjoyed it a fair bit. Why did I res that? Sorry. No need to res that one. They know what it was, so. Start turn. Oh, now it has 15 credits? Hold on. Counter. That's really funny. Counter is 0. Okay. Hand is bad. Find an ice. Find an ice. Nice. Perfect. Yeah, Drowned City to me is feeling a lot like Gloomhaven, where it's like the story doesn't feel very rich. It just feels like a bunch of like very mechanical focused scenarios. They're all around like one central theme. It's a shame there's still like really important functional erratas you have to kind of grok. I always get upset about that, but I've liked it a fair bit. A lot of the payoff I don't know what's worth. Like translating things, I'm not sure what the payoff is. So I went in 2 accesses. Shit, it's fun. The secret scenario might be the hardest in the game. Otherwise, it's a pretty chill dungeon crawler. Yeah, very very big dungeon crawler vibe. I think this auto might go off. That's not good. Installing a fermenter, they're down to 0. Okay, we might auto the stoke, which would be hilarious. So I think here we do. I think we just install Hollow Man and get Regolith credits. Because with Hollow Man, we can like, I think we can score 2 agendas on the same turn, but I haven't done any math. So if auto campaign goes off, we can do Hollow Man powers for another agenda. We actually can score multiple agendas. The problem is we have to top deck an agenda, and we didn't put the card draw on the table. So maybe we should have 3 fewer credits, but put a federal fundraising. We play Opera Research. Oh my god, yeah, probably do. Yeah, I was focused on like doing a cool kickflip. Yeah, we probably should have just played an Oppo. We don't have any tag punishment, but maybe that slows them down. But I just want to do something cool here. Oh, they're firing their stone ship just so they can mag you. Wild. Let's see what they install for 2. But this turn we'll have a lot of clicks. So Simon ship comes down? Cool. Whoa. I've done no math, but I think we can score 4 points this turn. Right? It's a shame this is in hand. So we install this. We Hollow Man it. We advance. We have 1 click left. Then we install the embedded. It has an advancement. No, we're short. We can't. Unless we can Epiphany an agenda. What if we YOLO Epiphany? Yeah, if we can YOLO Epiphany a stoke, we're in a good spot. I'm going to do it anyways, because we can still score the stoke from hand. Okay, fine. Wait, this has text on it? You may remove hosted to search R&D for an operation, add that operation to top of R&D. It's like literally the worst Epiphany text. If this was any other 4.2, we'd be happy. So we'll embed it into server 4, which doesn't get a card out of our hand, which sucks. Wait a second. Yeah, I gotta think a bit. Got to think a bit. So what about if we just triple advance this? So if we triple advance this, we can power the stoke onto the table, and then we can score the stoke. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Score. Oof. Res. Advance, score. Now we install this, so it installs... Oh, wait, this cares from not from HQ? Oh, no, that doesn't. Yeah, you're right. Ah, beans. Okay, so we should have just got the auto back. I'm a mess. I thought you couldn't click to install it, but that's not the case. I really goofed this. If I undo those advancements... So bad. You can score both embedded, though? Yeah, I guess we can. Actually, no, this is fine. Yeah, we'll just score both of them. No, but that doesn't work. Because you install the card from HQ. Yeah, we biffed it. We biffed it bad. Because I'm thinking we're playing around Holloman by power, but we can't. We need to get an agenda in archives. So, thank you. I think we'll just do a couple clicks back. Absolute terrible. That was from the deck? Yeah, but we have to Holloman this. We have to Holloman this one. Yeah, this works, this works, this works. Are we bankrupt? Yeah. But Otto comes back. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah, we start with Hollow. Yeah, on the first one. Okay, that took a bit of brain power. Okay, 4-point turn. Kind of cool. That's kind of what you want to do with this deck, I imagine. Bologna was really nice because you can score it out really cheaply. The issues, we have to score 2 more 4-2s. They have money. We have a lamplighter. Yeah, 4-point turn good. I mean, it's not Nebula. I just play like a banana management, but Hannah, oh, he's got a number now. The thing is, do you Hannah this? Yeah. And then do you run the auto? Maybe. I don't think you have to run the auto right away. Wow, we're Hannahing this. If he Hannahs this and then Hannahs the regolith, we're cooked. I don't think you have to run the auto right away. I think you just Hannah the Holloman, because if I res this, it's just like you break even. You don't have to deal with this right away. So they'll just pay 3 for this. This is the fabled good NBN archetype? No, it's not. I think this was so dependent on our opponent like ignoring our table, which like you shouldn't count on that as your game plan. Here they have to trash a regular, especially because you don't want to give 1 Epiphany counter turn. Wait, they knew what that was. What? But they knew that. Why did they? Something's fishy. Yeah, they knew what that was when they made the run because we exposed it. So we're still losing our regolith, and now we can't res it. Maybe that's the trade? Okay. Yeah. We put all our eggs in one basket. For sure we do. It's a big basket. We do fundraising. We could Epiphany. We're going to have another Epiphany counter next turn, right? Holloman plus auto is like legitimately win condition. We could Epiphany last click. What are we trying to find though? It gives us information. Yeah, let's do it. Funhouse auto spin. Ooh. Into the Hannah, it's like pretty bad to do the second auto, but whatever. They trash it before you res it, we're happy. And top of the deck is safe. We just need to make sure we have 2 credits for the auto. how good is this card? I can't tell. They paid 3 credits. They didn't need a breaker though. Is that good? I mean, fine. I don't think it's IP block. I'm wondering if I can just put this on centrals and just say, like, if it gets trashed, it gets trashed. We still got ice for 2 credits. We also have to remember we have a next big thing counter. So I'll res this auto first. No, I think we res this one first. Propeller. Oh, double SMC. They discarded a propeller. Okay. So this one's credit neutral. We're drawn to a funhouse. You good. Ah, oh, piss. I forgot to res this. Whatever. That's on us. We have to play it out. I'll ice up this one too. And I think we just click for 2 credits. Yeah, we should have res the federal for sure. It's a better white space. I don't know. White space tends to run a lot. White space ends to run a lot. I don't know. Is it even better? You're right. This is harder to break, but you never break this for more than 3 credits. So does that actually matter? Come on, 1 and 3. Yeah, trash for 5. Damn. I think they should be handing these cards. Okay, this is a known card. I just don't know what card it is. Are they deep diving us? Get out. Run Arcos. Wait, do we lose this turn? Yeah, they just deep dive us and we lose. Okay, great. Basically just a way to tax people on assets. Kind of the same as Makoto Lagi. Yeah, no, it is. I guess we just get double deep dove and lose. Oh, never mind. Fermenter. Why do they run archives? Wait, what's happening? Yeah, they're deep diving. Come on. Very funny. Yeah, definitely a misclick. All right, we survived one of them tonight. This could be the last deep dive night. We're fine. Just 2 points. It's an embedded. Okay. Slow roll to keep the content rolling. I mean, yeah, maybe they're on a tablet. Poking the wrong things. Maybe they have a second deep dive. I don't know. But like, I can't. This shaper play style deep dive is... Why am I complaining so much? I think the meta's really gotten to me. So they could choose to trash one of these cards. It's not super valuable. They also threw out their, or they used their Hannah, so our table plays a bit better. This also shuffles when it goes back, so they definitely just take them embedded here and walk away. The question is whether they have a second deep dive. If they do, we probably lose. There is only, I think, 4 agendas in RD? Are we on 8? No, we're on 9. So now there's only 4 in the deck. No, 5 in the deck. Wow, math is really hard. Play another one. Oh, fuck. Great. Okay, cool. GG. I don't know what kind of Netrunner meta you want, to be honest. Me neither. Maybe I'm just getting old. And then the heat is getting bad. GG, thanks for the game. Alright, so we should just pull 1 piece of ice, I guess. But yeah, I was not respecting it. I think as soon as Maggie put down the what's it called? The Hannah, we probably should respect it a bit better. Okay, haven't won a game yet. We were like popping off a bit there, but like it didn't matter at all. I hate SFM the way you hate non-remote FA, so I'm kind of cool with deep dive punishing it so hard. But the problem is like deep dive is punishing everything so hard, it seems. Second deep dive time. Yeah, I know. That was bad. We can survive 1, 2, no shot. I don't know. I find the game just to be much more interesting if a conduit comes down, because then we actually can play around it. There's no AC title on Hot Andre Hot Takes. I think the summer is making me grumpy. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that grumpy. I gotta watch it though. Will your new place have AC? Yeah, for sure. Ours does too. The issue is like there's an AC back there. The problem is like, and this problem is a problem that gets worse. So a couple weeks ago, this happened for the first time, is that our wiring of our apartment is really bad and we only have apparently 2 circuits. So when the air conditioner kicks on at the same time that the compressor in the fridge kicks on, it overloads the circuit. And so half the house loses power. So we keep internet, but we lose the computer, we lose all the lights. And that's a problem because the stream goes down. And that's been happening consistently. It happened twice today. It happened twice yesterday. So right now the air conditioning is on very, very low. So it doesn't use enough power. From my understanding, and I think this is true, I was told this, is that the more often that the breaker trips, the weaker it gets and the easier it is to trip in the future. So it is a bit of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The issue is I live in an apartment, and so like I don't have a full main to like shut down my breaker to be able to change the fuse of the breaker itself, because obviously that's live. And the only way to shut down the power on that circuit is somewhere outside or maybe in the downstairs apartment, but that will shut off a lot of people's power. In fact, the whole building. So the only way that I can replace the breaker, which might alleviate a bit of the issue, is out of reach. At this point, we're like leaving here in about 4 weeks, so it doesn't seem like it's worth pursuing, but it is incredibly frustrating. It does damage the breaker. Yeah, that's from my understanding. So if it trips once, it's much easier to trip again. Deep Dive is forcing the meta out of scoring into asset spam, I feel. Yeah, but like damage to asset spam, I think. Like, I think you need to have a way to make them deal with the table. Because just like putting autos on the campaign, like that's the problem. It's like putting autos on the table, Deep Dive can ignore that, right? But like if we had, you know, like bladderworts or FUT or something like that, then it becomes a fair bit harder. Let alone Regenesis threat. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And then like the games that are trying to score on a remote server, you know. Hey, it's Solomir. Very cool. Maybe de-res some ice. I can't tell. I feel like I've been drawing into a lot of agendas. We'll mulligan that. That seems better. Best of luck. Have fun. I know it's been really, really frustrating to like, I was rendering a video today and the power goes off, which is like, okay, I got to plan my render at night when the AC we put lower, or the house gets cooler. Cause it's just like physically everything in the walls heating up too. Cause it is like 38 to 40 degrees. It's very, very hot. All right, let's not get transferred. So I think the ping goes on HQ. Regolith on the table is like kind of suspect. We could just eat a transfer and do like ping Otto or ping Regolith. That doesn't feel great. I wonder how we navigate this. Like maybe we just get transferred because we're an acid deck and we don't care. Yeah, maybe this is more important. I think the Spin Doctor might even be more important, but if he runs a Spin Doctor, we have to res into an open HQ, and I don't love that line. What I'm worried about is that like if I'm in the office next week and my partner's in the office and the breaker trips, we won't know until we come home, which is an issue because we have a cat, and like I think the cat will, Nanika will be okay without air conditioning. The fan is plugged into a different circuit, so like she'll be okay. But like then the fridge spoils. Like I don't know what to do with that. Hopefully someone's home soon enough that we don't have to throw out the entire freezer. So like that is, you know, scaring me to some extent. Auto deduct transfer, yeah, for sure. Oh, actually now it's more Regolith. But as long as we can res this, it's that. Maybe we could have done both to duck, but oh, not face checking, just getting down the class hack, not wanting to face check. Interesting. All right, we got a Regolith. We're just gonna empty that as much as possible, and then we'll go to step 2 of our plan. It's already cooled down today for us in Mississauga. Should be nice in Montreal tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's meant to like storm really bad, Seabag, and then it's meant to be a bit better over the weekend. But yeah, hopefully it's gonna get better. I'll just take money. Now the transfer is not super impactful. Losing the next big thing might help us because it's like a click for 4. Forecasting to be lower this week and next week. Yeah, I'm hoping we're getting through the worst of it, which is good now before we're like moving or anything. I also have to figure out how to get to an office and not be a sweaty boy. HQ mark, random, okay. Otto, ooh, that's not surviving, is it? Give us that Epiphany counter. Come on. Yeah, okay, we got 1 counter. Sick. Oh yeah, class act, draw 6. Very, very cool. Is this the biggest single draw effect in the game? Is this the only way class act can see 6 cards? I guess we have no more bug out bag. Clean getaway. Wait, are we getting deep dived? Don't deep dive me. Oh yeah, okay, that makes way more sense. I guess we're gonna lose to that too. Man, today are we getting absolutely just punched around. Yeah, I don't think we can stop chasing you. If we don't like win fast, we lose. Okay. Don't mean to pry private, but does the Undercity allow you access to the office without sweating? The Undercity is just downtown. So I have to like get on public transport. So it'll probably be a bus first, and that isn't usually air conditioned. So like mixed bag. Once you're on the metro, you're fine, which is our subway. So we can't oppo. Oh, we can oppo. What did Joe throw out? Mag Electric Carpe. Okay. So I guess we'll get this on HQ. I don't want Epiphany last click because you probably shouldn't be doing that. We can do a small oppo. That might keep him a bit busy. I'm okay with that with a spin doctor on the table. Just take 2 tags. Ritual with 5 clicks left. Easy. Ah, the Sable Swift technology. Yeah, I guess you could. No, can you? I guess, yeah, you just play enough running hot so you can get like 13 off of your diesel probably. Sorry, your ritual. Jabe, how's it going, by the way? Good catch. There's a bit of D-res, so getting a good ice on HQ seems kind of relevant. The problem is like it'll get boomeranged, but what can you do? It's Baz. The console choice is going to be interesting. Like, I wonder if this is Masterwork. I haven't seen Masterwork Baz. There's probably something to it. Okay, 2 tags down. Nice. I think if we don't draw Holloman, how do we win? I don't know how we win if we don't draw Holloman. Balanced spin. B. Yeah, I feel like we're just spinning our wheels. Like putting 3 cards on the table does not the game win. Oh, we have a Holloman in hand. So we can put the embedded on the table. We can also just put the Holloman on the table. Yeah, okay. So the top of the deck is spin B. I don't know how we win. This seems like a problem that we talk about in deck building. Like, look, I want to be very obvious. I made my bed. I knew what job I was doing making it. You used to be able to do this in Netrunner. I feel like I used to be able to just win games and not have a strong win condition. I don't know what you think about that. B doesn't seem to pull its weight. We actually had a pretty good B line in some of the other games with Ping and Funhouse, but neither of our opponents went through them on the turn they mattered. I agree, it doesn't seem super necessary. We can easily cut it, but there is something to it. The problem is we're going to lose the Holloman, so we could have put it behind the Regolith. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's just a job, right? Yeah. This is an asset. We all know what it is. It's a B. Yeah, the Holloman here would have been a bit better. I think we just score 2 points. Force the trash to get Epiphany. Was something trashed there? How do we get Epiphany counter? Oh, wow. He trashed the spin on the top of the deck. Don't even. Shut up. Don't even. I think we bring back the Otto. We could put in the Regolith server. That might be fine. A click for 3 button's actually pretty good for us. Could have moved the Hall of the start of turn. Oh yeah, trash a Regolith. That's fine. Yeah, we could have pushed it behind the Ping. That might have been fine. Actually, probably was right. I think that's the biggest target here. If we like Epiphany Stoke, we're so totally gaming. Man, if this card actually allows you to put anything on the top of your deck, why can't it do that? That would have been so cool. You literally make the news. Instead, we just make the operations. But putting in a gen on top of the deck with Epiphany would have been so fun. Oh, but it's when you discard phase end, so it's not actually that important. Never mind. Yeah, I think there's multiple things we could have put behind the Ping here. So we don't know what the top of the deck is. Oh, we don't have to show it, though. Did it ask us to show it or not? I think it just asks us for the type. I don't remember asking for consent. All right, Otto. So we'll do asset. It's an embedded reporting. Declines. Okay, it does. Okay, so let's just put things on the table. Like the B1001 is going to be good against Jaichinyo, I think. Federal fundraising, your digital life lamplighter. So lamplighter on Otto is pretty good. So the top of the deck is federal fundraising into YDL. Oh yeah, and mainly we could have put this Regolith behind the Regolith. Like we can put them embedded here. We'll be on 4 credits. So if we get transferred, we res this, we go down to 1. I guess we just wait a turn. I think the Otto's doing enough heavy lifting. This is really sus. Like, I think you can tell this is a federal fundraising unless you think we messed up, because we don't want to ice this, right? This card's also super important because it lets us see when we have access to a Stoke. Sort of. There's one unknown card usually. This doesn't draw. You may choose to reveal it. Really, really weird. Oh, dolls. We don't have anything that punishes dolls. You break this for 4. But the dolls are setting up. Okay, so top of the deck is Federal into YDL. So we're going to do that for sure. I'd rather show the Federal, so we'll do the balance first. So it's an asset, it's a Federal. Reveal it. Okay, it does ask. We'll do the auto. Look at the top 3. It's spin YDL fundraising. So the YDL is not super important. We have the auto going. The lamplighter is going to be challenged. If we have another piece of ice there, that's fine. We'll put the spin there. Then like that. I did backwards. YL Federal spin. So we draw 2 of those. Okay, so at least if this gets contested, we can maybe push behind the ping. So we can do embedded in here. The B1000 protects the ping. It actually beats Matryoshka really well. And then we can put a Federal in the remote server. We know the top of the deck is safe. We either lose the lamplighter or the ping. Maybe both in theory. This is where like a Wage Workers is a bit more interesting because it's hard for us to never advance cards. But this seems okay. The B was actually kind of powerful here with the ping. Message chest. Okay, so we're just going for a knife. 50-50 on the knife hit. So if we res this for 5, we go down to 8. The auto going across doesn't really matter, but Federal fundraising might make it matter, but we just might get an embedded with counters on it. Assuming this might just be a boomerang or a knife. I think knife is likely. This is where Wage Workers is more interesting. Looks expectantly chat. I mean, look how good this auto is. It might fire, maybe. Did we take the wage out? Yeah, to play the autos. And the autos have been like actually doing something. Huge 50-50. Okay. This doesn't matter that much. The counter is really good for us. It gives us an epiphany. If the second knife comes in, the second knife comes in. But then we lose in 2 turns. Like we have to just build the most intimidating board as fast as possible. Losing the next big thing is actually kind of bad. We probably should have put it here because the auto is going to fire. Yeah, I think in hindsight, scoring the next big thing was a bit more important. Just install your knife. Okay, so we could lose as soon as this turn. Okay, the Federal fundraising is something we have going for us, or sorry, the B. So hopefully we find an agenda because we can let this one cook. Okay, so I think so, yeah. So the top of the deck is a YDL. We can show that. Cool. Then we'll do Federal. Oh, this is so many clicks. Funhouse is good on centrals because B1001, it beats it. So we'll draw... We can draw more with next big thing. We could score a Stoke and the embedded? So I think we don't draw this. No, then we can install it. Yeah, we'll draw it. Yeah, because we can install it. So what we're meant to do here is Epiphany for the Stoke. So we know it's auto into Makota. So that will go into server 6. It'll get an advancement. We'll gain 2 credits and advance it. Then we'll do advance, score. So we can get a Holloman. Oh, Holloman only gets 2 counters. So we're actually short. No, we can score this with Holloman. The thing is like we lose to the next knife. Oh no, but we fire powers again. Wait, this is really cool. So then we do powers. We grab Holloman. We put that in server 1. Then we advance the embedded. Then we res the Holloman. Then we pay 3 for the embedded. We score it. It has a counter for... Why does this have 4 counters on it? Because we never installed from HQ. Oh, sick. So we score this out. We install a card. We put the Funhouse on HQ, I think. We know the top of the R&D, and we just need to make sure that we have a... Because if we spread this out, it just gets beaten by Estebrado. Wasn't that cool? Wasn't that kind of cool? Oh, put an Oppo on top. See what happens. I thought that was kind of neat. Good thing that he doesn't touch any of our cards on our table so we can do our combo. So we know the top of the deck is a Makota into, because this doesn't, oh no, this shuffles the deck. It doesn't just put on top of the, we know nothing. We know the top of the deck is safe though. So we can show the Oppo with the balanced. Yeah, we did the thing. It was kind of cool. So if we top deck any 3-2, we win with Epiphany Holloman. So like in theory, he has to deal with this ping. And this is where the B1001 actually does win because we can B1001. So to all the B1001 doubters, unless he installs a boomerang on this, which I don't think he does. Installs a no free lunch, fires it immediately. Like, has to deal with this. No, this is, yeah, this is bummer. Actually spent a boomerang on that. If he trashes this, we still just oppo him, and we have a, we shuffled away the 4-2 fast advance, but we can get it. Oh, so the boomerang is here. Oh, never mind. We're the best. Oh, wait. What's up? Oh, yeah. That too. Never mind. Oh, you want to click for one? I guess. Yeah, if he's going to do the boomerang. Yeah, sure. That makes more sense. Yeah, because he didn't know this was a ping. He can click for one. No movement, deny the bravado credit. But he spends a credit to break, so it's we need him to use the Matryoshka, so we can't deny the credit. Because if he doesn't use the Matryoshka, he just runs back, right? So we not only do we deny the credit, but he spends the credit, so it's like fine. So now he has to boomerang run this, which means he doesn't have credit. Wait, this is so good. This is so funny. You pop B1000 after he breaks? Yeah. Oh, before he passes. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, never mind. You're right. Oh, but then I have to res this first, which I didn't. So I can't, because I can only res this on res, and if I res this on res, he might play differently. So you're right, but I can't res the B1001 in response, because you can't res during encounter. You can only res on approach. And if I res on approach, he boomerangs it. So yeah, it's kind of messed up. So now he has to install the boomerang and run it. Yeah, he has bravado money. Might not have been right. If he had one fewer credit, it doesn't change the math that much. But yeah, now he has to hard install the boomerang and run it. Or install a Matryoshka from hand. No matter what, he's getting oppoed. I guess he's not getting oppoed. We don't have money. Where did our money go? We're going to have 7 credits. Second Matryoshka. The hand is just boomerang. Sick. He has to deal with the B1001, I think, before he runs centrals. So this is 3 credits. But we no longer can top deck the win. Yeah, the next big thing into YDL? Yeah, I think we have to do that into Oppo. Yeah, that's actually a really good turn. And we're going to draw so many cards with Federal. Like, are we driving? I think we're in the driver's seat now. Don't look at the knife thing. That's probably not important. So we'll start with the balance because we know the top of the deck is a known card. So we can show him with the operation. No problem. Oppo. Okay. Federal. Ooh. We shuffled that back. We don't care. Imagine starting that over. Otto's nice. Okay, so top of the deck is known. We could draw 4 more with next big thing. I think we do. If we YDL here, we YDL for, what is it, 3 credits? Yikes. We know the next card is next big thing. We have to fast events out to win. So it's all about them hollow men. We have 2 more 3-2s in the list. So I think we just do next big thing, YDL, Oppo, big Oppo. And then we can put the win con on top of the deck. Shuffle any cards back. Yeah, we should shuffle. Should we shuffle the next big thing in? We're going to be going down to 8 cards. No, we can just discard the cards because we just want to shuffle back into next big thing and the hollow men. Maybe the spin doctor, actually. So I'm okay just having as much money as possible. I don't think we'll shuffle anything. YDL, Oppo for 7. And turn, discard 3. Regolith, Makota, Funhouse? Huh. Spin back hollow before NBT, too late? It doesn't matter because we're going to be shuffling the deck with embedded, unless I'm missing something. You can wait for the Baz trigger to res B1001. Oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, we could. Yeah, you're right. Because that happens on res. Yeah, that's actually very, very true. We can respond to that. You don't often do that, but you can respond to their paid ability. That's very cool. I guess we have a spin doctor in hand, so we can shuffle back. Yeah, that's fine. Shipment from Vlad, so he has to clear the tags. He has to clear at least 3 tags, otherwise the shipment doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, we have to reveal the shipment because obviously, like, he needs to know that's an operation. So he can just clear 3 tags. If he has and he is playing, he threw one out. If he plays his Baya bands, but we know the card in hand is a boomerang, so he can only clear 3 tags, which is good enough. But at least he doesn't have credits. We should have a way to win. Also, like B1001 means he can't run doubly. So like, we're gaming. We're genuinely gaming here. I think we spin back the hall. No, we need to draw our shipment, right? How many oppos are out? Both of the oppos are out. Oh, that might have been a recursion we have to manage. Let's just see what happens. If he doesn't, what are we scoring with it? Oh, we'll draw something. We're going to draw 3 cards this turn. But we need to set up the Hollow-In. So we'll do balance to reveal the operation. Okay. Yeah. Federal. This balance is really good. We can't take a knife away, right? Because it's not an agenda. I mean, it's an assassination agenda. Wait, can we... Can you IP enforcement? Printed agenda point value. Oh, it doesn't have a printed agenda point value. That's the issue. Lamplighter on Centrals is kind of fine. Right? Because it just turns on B1001. I think we have to protect the B1001, though. Ping is good. I'd say ping is excellent. So we'll just get the auto cooking and then ice up B, ice up R&D. Yeah, ping beats bypass. He has no cards in hand. So then we'll do... So the Lamplighter on this is fine, I think. The ping on R&D is good because of the Lamplighter. I mean, because of the B. And then it's probably the auto, because it's abstractly a win condition if you wait a long enough period of time. I think the Lamplighter is probably better than the ping. Kingdom for Angelique. Yeah. Take that. Touch-ups. We could have trashed his stuff too. I don't think we trashed the Paladin there. IP enforcement, unfortunately, doesn't deal with the next big thing. Public Machinations would have won. Sorry, Backroom Machinations. That would have won the game. Which the other list we looked at tonight had. We've scored 2 4-point turns. That's been kind of cool. Oh, this is all his credits. I guess he could... Oh, he can't really boomerang from hand that easily. He could hit the bricks. And they're on the runner's tagged. Oh, there's 2 subs on this that matter. So you actually have to break this for like 3 credits, no matter what. Oh, you actually can't break this if you're tagged. Oh, so you pay 3 to not have a tag. That's kind of cool. Wait, is he going to be on 2 tags? He pays 3, so he's just touching cards. I mean, I like that. We could have beat if it mattered. If we had an agenda, we actually could have just put it behind the Lamplighter, because the Lamplighter's text is relevant, because you can't get through it that easily. Oh, no, but then you... Yeah, never mind. 0 credits, okay. So we res this. Top of the deck is an IP enforcement. We can show that. Auto, balanced, operation, show, yes. Federal, yes. Hollow-In's really important. So in theory, we can install a Hollow-In, find a 3-2, and we can win. Can still Dalza? Yeah, but it's so expensive. So we should keep the Hollow-In on the top of the deck, because if the Hollow-In's on the top of the deck, we could win if we find literally 2 and 17, but we'll maybe see it off the top, because we can set up, so we'll see it. So we'll draw the ping. Because if we install the Hollow-In, install the agenda, we've installed no cards from HQ. We have 2 Epiphanies. Yeah, we could fast advance off of this. So we need to find a 3-2 here. I think that's legally a 3-2. We win. No. So if I'm not mistaken, even if I mess it up, we don't lose. So we install the Hollow-In. Server 1. We Epiphany the Stoke. Server 1. I mean, that's kind of cool. We can now delete the deck. GG. Yeah, that B1000 one's really good. I think knives were gonna be scary, maybe. Thanks for the game. How's Baz been? Yeah, that's a cool line. I wish the Op Lamplighter Maze was good. It's probably not bad. Yeah, that was a really good setup. I forgot that we also could do the Stoke. So there's actually 4 targets there. 1 embedded, 2 Stokes, and the last tomorrow's headline. It's fun as hell. Often knifing. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Like, obviously we got away with all our cards. Like, imagine, you know, you had a Sable who has the money to trash all your stuff, but this staking gives us so much consistency because we know the cards. Balance coverage, we know the credits. We got so much money coming in from this. We are going to get 2 more credits here in advancement, which doesn't matter. And we have a Powers trigger. Powers is not getting contested. Powers has been firing super consistently. Hey, Solomir, good game. I probably should have just mulled for a knife instead of expecting to draw one with the class act. Oh, that was the opening. It was just like open market class act, huh? Yeah, it's hard at this point because the B1001 is stuck and it's like Funhouse ping. So it's really hard to get the 3rd knife in, let alone you have to clear the tag. We got lucky. The Oppo is like really well timed for that point, and we got some pretty cool kickflips. Scoring to 8 kind of sucks, but I wonder if we should just cut the next big thing because we have no way of interacting with a 5-3, and we have a lot of ways of interacting with 3-2s and 4-2s. Like Hollow-Manning out the off-world office is like kind of sustainable. It seems well positioned to Alco. I don't know. They're like protecting everything. Like running archives on Alco on its own is like a very tricky problem. How's it going, by the way, Radish? Like it's the sort of deck where you don't always have access to archives as much as like R&D you usually have access to. Burning the Joyride there to find a knife wasn't great. Discarding the bios was probably bad. Yeah, the bio bands that we saw you discarded, that's really good. That's like one of the best cards into us for sure. That's really, really good. Joyride's neat though. You have the shipment and IP interact with it. Being the 5-3, sure, but I think they're never going to float. Like, this was the issue, that we played embedded reporting, which showed what we're drawing, which was the worst case scenario. If we did not show Solomir that we put on top of the deck, the one that needs 2 tags, I don't know, Solomir, do you clear 3 tags? Because yeah, they clear the tags. That's good for us because then they don't have money. But I'm not sure. Helping people get decks ready for NYC Megas. Heck yeah. Yeah, we got a couple triggers here. Let's just get 2 credits. That's a good advancement too. The Makotas are not doing anything. I think we probably shouldn't play them. I can't tell. We have no data on the Makota like Geek Grid. I have to clear them. It takes too long for you to use your B1001 to do it for me. Oh yeah, in the context of B, I think B is like the best tag punishment in this deck. Like maybe we should just play less of the weird stuff and play more Bs, because Bs are just good. You obviously have to defend the B, but like Lamplighter is really good at defending the B. Like that's a cool thing. If they go tag me, Lamplighter is really good. Stroke is such a sick card. I'm glad it's decent here. Yeah, I want to see more decks where it's good. Because it is like such a fun card. It's 5 credits when you score it. Like so cool. Turn off 4 knife attempts because I can stab you. Yeah. The tags into B is really good. I actually like the B a lot. I wonder if 3 Oppos 3 Bs is like a game plan. Probably not. But Lamplighter makes that a lot better. Okay, I think we learned something. There's actually parts of that deck that feel really cool. I think the kickflips are not consistent enough because they require your stuff sticking, which I can't tell if that's going to happen. But yeah, Lamplighter felt good. I like that a lot. All right, it's 11:40. That's going to be it for us today. We will be back on Saturday doing some commentary for the New York City Megacities. If you're there, have a great time. Have fun. Looks like a fantastic event. We'll be joined online. I'm doing commentary on Saturday with Laura. I'm not sure if anyone else is joining, but that's the first time I think Laura is doing commentary. So it's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. You're welcome for the exhibition game. Good game, Solomir. Otherwise, we'll be back not next Tuesday. For those who don't know, the schedule has changed. So we'll be back next Thursday night. It's going to be a wild week, but excited to be back for Thursday. If you're looking to support the channel, you can find a link in the description on Patreon. Again, things have really changed here. There'll be less content for the next little minute with moving and the new job and stuff like that until we establish. But I want to be very clear at this point, folks who were choosing to support the Métropole Grid back in the day, that was like a big part of the income for me here. And at this point, it is different. So don't feel like you need to contribute. This money will just go to help invest to grow the channel. It's a nice way to show support, but it's definitely different than it was a bit before. So just keep that in mind. Have a good night. Gonna roll the VOD bag. SRN, enjoy it. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel, the easiest non-financial way is just leaving a like on the video. It helps so much on the VOD. It really does, because it just gets recommended to more people, so more people find the channel and all that sort of stuff goes forward. Shout out this weekend if you're in Montreal. There's a GNK at Silver Goblin. It starts in the early afternoon, I think, at Silver Goblin. It's standard. I'm not going to be there because I agreed to do some commentary. I didn't know that event was happening, but I'm happy. I'm very happy to be part of New York City Megacity, so you can't do everything. They couldn't afford Axu. That's not at all. That's really funny. Actually has been doing everything. Very, very busy guy. That's mostly it. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll be back in just a couple days, and otherwise we'll see you on Thursday. Take care of yourselves. Catch you in the next one. Bye.